ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the stream. Hey Devil, how's it going, mate? How's everyone in chat? Oh, sorry about the delay getting started. I had to make myself a cup of tea before I started off. So, hopefully, because I was actually awake at the start of this stream, unlike last time, I actually did an audio check and everything else, so hopefully I'm coming through loud and clear, everything's working fine. It should be. Just let me know in the chat if everything is coming through nice and clear. Alright, and I am hoping the net will remain stable for today. It's been... My run of really good days seem to have come to an end, and it's bouncing around a little bit. It should be fine for Battletech being turn-based. Why does it feel like this has been a million years? If I'm going to tell you what, it feels like it. So for those who have been keeping up with events around me, I made a post a little while ago, actually, on why everything's going so quiet. So the funeral for my father-in-law was a couple of days ago now, which is why I haven't really been anywhere except Discord. The wife is doing about as well as could be expected. The kids have been absolute troopers, and yeah, I'm kicking along. Yeah, as bad as well as I can. I'm gonna be trying to get videos rolling again and back up on the channel over the coming week and try and get back to schedule. Also, fuck cancer. I'm just going to start off the stream with that one. Just fuck cancer. But, yeah, anyways, we're going to be continuing exactly from where we were in the last stream I did. So, at the moment, Quick Draw is a day out of repairs. The one we're waiting for is the Warhammer, which is still 17 out. And contract-wise, we're actually ready for Serve Cold, so we're in position for that right now. Now, what I was doing at the end of the last stream was picking up extra missions, because I hate just skipping time. I can skip time and skip the 17 days and get the Warhammer up, but I'd rather not waste that 17 days. That's half my working month. I'd rather get in another mission. Unfortunately, I do have some mech bay limitations here. So my Warhammer's down for the count. I can wait a couple of days and I'll have the Quick Draw and the Dragon back up. Actually, looks like... What's up with the Centurion? Why have you got a mark on it? You should be fine. Okay, so there's 2 days on the Centurion, so I'm going to have to wait a couple of days anyway. Yeah, we're going to have to change the queue here. I'll adjust that queue in just a moment, actually. So we're going to have to get the Centurion back up, but the only mech we've got extra that we're going to be able to run over the next couple of days is going to be the Shadowhawk. And it's running a medium laser, SRM2, SRM6, jump jets. It's still running the AC5, so it's relatively standard. I don't think I've modified much on this one at the moment. Yeah, I haven't even shifted the ammo around in this one, so it's still got the AC5 ammo and the SRM ammo sitting in the chest sections. I haven't moved it to the legs. Huh. Yeah, this is actually going to cause some issues with wanting to fit in a couple of extra contracts. The only thing that's really a safe bet, because I don't want to take anything that's too much of a risk on the mechs either, because obviously I want the Dragon and the Quick Draw up and running for when the Warhammer comes online as well. The only one we got here is Backyard Barbecue, which is ambush a convoy. It's only 2 skulls, so it shouldn't be too difficult overall. Everything else starts getting finicky. Badlands, attack and defend. Although there's a decent chance Trap Sprung might have some decent mechs on it. Alright. Mech Warriors should be ticking along fine, so actually we'll check and make sure there's no points to spend on those. Just quickly going through and doing some housekeeping before we get started on everything here. Some points to spend here. Gunnery is getting high. I get some more piloting in. Get tactics. What's that going to bring us up to? Yeah, interact fire. An extra health, which I'm pretty fine on my main. $15 base melee hit, 15 melee defense, 1 hit defense. Yeah, it might be worth actually picking up piloting there.
Mech warrior training complete.
The rest
Commander.
should be... Medusa.
Good to go.
Yeah, I'm going to leave the rest of these
Good to
for the
go.
moment.
Good to go.
Just let them sit on their points so I can make a few bigger decisions. Alright, so I'm going to have to make some adjustments to our time schedule here. Alright, so quick draw 1 day, dragon 3 days, and I want the Centurion up. So it'll be 5 days total before we can actually get a lance running. Not quite. A little before. There we go. Hey, company commander isn't completely down for the count. No, he survived really well. The Marauder that I've got's modified out the arse for cockpit protection because I set it up for him. And the last mission that we did, he took basically no damage, so he's fine. If it had been that kind of barrage, had been in any other mech, it probably would have destroyed the mech and killed the pilot. So, yeah, let's do one more before the main contract. Hopefully, I don't really want to go and chase down these convoys, and these are the only ones we've got available that don't require travel time. This I would love to do. Thorn in the side. Assassination missions are always fantastic for getting new mechs because there's almost always the main mech you need to kill is almost always a weight class higher than the skulls would indicate. So this is a 3-skull mission. There is a heavy mech at the end of this mission. That's the primary target is more than likely going to be at least a heavy, possibly a low-grade assault if you're lucky. You do those to pick up your mech upgrades, but it's got a travel time attached to it. So used to my commander being knocked around, they love targeting his Warhammer. Well, as you saw in the last one, in the last stream, they love targeting mine as well. But I wonder if I can actually view it without... If it'll let me view it. No, I got to stop work to actually view it. I've got cockpit modifications that allow for, I think it's +2 health on the pilot before he actually digs into his health pool. So that keeps him alive. He can take a fair beating. It gives me an opportunity as well to punch him out if I have to, because he is my best pilot and I want to keep him that way. Anyways, barracks, yep, command center. Alright, so we need a contract to roll out on. It's tempting to take Trap Sprung. It's slightly higher on the difficulty level, but it shouldn't be too much of an issue, and there might actually be some salvage out of it that's not terrible. So we're targeting we're getting a number of reports from agents on the ground of a powerful mech sporting Turian colours. A single mech operating on its own out in the middle of nowhere. Sounds like a trap. Our plan is to spring this trap and see who comes to investigate. Engage the mech, intercept the forces of the Turian Concordant, sense to defend it, and destroy all of them. So yeah, this is going to be... Well, it's a battle that'll lead into an ambush. Powerful mech. I could really screw this up here, but I'm going to go for this. And this one here I'm going to pick up... Oh, we can only get 2. It'll only let us do 211. So, with this, again, for anybody who's new to Battletech, who hasn't played this before, as I was sort of explaining through in the last stream, this is your negotiation for any of your contracts that you do. You can either take full cash, in which case, in terms of salvage, you'll get to select nothing, and you'll get given randomly 3 pieces of loot reliant on RNG, or you can alternate all the way over to the other, with obviously steps in between, to be able to select 2 pieces of loot first priority, and then you'll get 11. Ideally, you want 3 here rather than a 2, but we're not really getting great offers on this one, which actually makes me think it's more likely there's going to be a really nice mech, because it takes 3 pieces of mech salvage to actually assemble a mech. If this is something unique that I already don't have a part of, even if I bring this thing down intact, I'm not going to be able to salvage it unless I get lucky on the RNG. But we'll go with it anyway. Alright, so I'm going to leave... Yeah, I'll leave Hunter and the Centurion, because I do love my goddamn Centurion. We'll get the Quick Draw out, we'll get the Dragon out, and we'll bring out the Shadowhawk. So best bet is Behemoth in the Quick Draw. Dragon, Fast, Shadowhawk. What's... Actually, I might put Behemoth in the Dragon. Glitch in the Quick Draw. 9 Gunnery, much better for the Quick Draw's weapons. Although piloting 4... Yeah, the Quick Draw will get more fire. I'll switch that back. Now we'll go with Glitch. Glitch in the Dragon. And Decker could use some points. Or Medusa could as well. Decisions. Yeah, I'll keep Medusa benched and we'll bring Decker out. Alright. Alright, so how has everybody's week been so far? Tell me about yours. Mine was shit. I'd much rather hear about yours. Come on, load her up.
Command interface initiated.
Right, we're in the area where the Torium mech was sighted. Move up, let's make contact and see what sort of trap this is. Alright, so the nav point's out here in the open. What do we got in the way of terrain? We got a high pass. Looks like a path down here. Got lots of high firing platforms. A tree line section through the right, leading up onto the hill. This wouldn't be an ideal position to shoot from unless you're firing LRMs. Lots of paths through here, and obviously a nice open area with forested areas. It's not an ideal spot for an ambush. The valley's also really wide. No real obvious places where I should be putting the mech. So I think it's probably going to have to head up towards this section in the trees will be the best place to move for.
Moving out. Got it.
Right.
Confirmed.
Luckily the speeds for all of these are around about the same, so keeping them grouped shouldn't be too much of an issue. It does mean that I've got no scout, but this mission is more about bringing the hurt as quickly as we possibly can. Right, so no contacts yet.
Position confirmed.
Left, and we got a unknown mech. Alright, so this becomes important now.
Good to go.
Decker.
Waiting for orders.
glitch up as well. Let's keep the forward armor in their direction. If we've picked it up, it's likely picked us up.
Waiting for orders.
Alright, sensor lock. And we can't sensor lock it. Alright, so it's still too far out. We need to get closer.
On the move.
And still unknown, no weight class. But we can grab a sensor lock now. Just a dragon. Okay, that is anticlimactic, and it's mostly knackered. Its armor's already half stripped down. Although I'm obviously not going to say no to a spare dragon if one's offered, but hey, Spirit Fox, yeah, more than anything else, just still killing time while the Warhammer's getting done. I don't like jumping through weeks worth of time that I could be doing missions in just to wait for a mech to get repaired, so yeah, we'll just brace that up. And sort of hunting, hoping to get some more upgrades. And the dragon here shouldn't be too
Commander.
difficult to take down overall. I'm just trying to think about which would be the best way. We could bring... That wouldn't give us a good line of fire. So I'll keep the dragon, just point it out this way for this turn. I'm thinking group them up here, come around the corner hard and head straight in for the forest and engage the dragon frontally. Glitch. Yeah, we'll leave that.
Good to go.
Now Glitch can get into position to fire. Actually, I wonder whether that would be the better option. Have Glitch face tank the dragon and see if we can get the side armor of the dragon open. Ideally, I would like to recover this one. We've taken all the salvage options, so yeah, we might do that.
Moving out.
If it's that beaten down, the pilot in this has likely not got a lot of health. So if we can pop a torso, and if it's got ammo in it, we should be able to take it without cratering it.
Firing everything I've got.
Fucking the right arm just fell straight off.
And there's more where that came from.
At least we don't have to worry about the autocannon.
I'm picking up a new sensor trace. Looks like enemy reinforcements.
Locust, to be expected. Not really too concerned. And nothing, no sensor contacts from the right, so we're fine there. Centurion out and around the corner. Now that torso is almost popped. See if we can get that one.
All weapons committed.
Left torso, head hit,
Enemy
pilot
mech.
injured.
Critical damage detected.
Not enough to kill it though.
Picked up a blip.
That did more damage than expected, and that's a PPC. Alright, that's more concerning.
What's up, boss?
Alright, we'll bring the Shadowhawk
Aye, aye.
around next. You can face tank some of this. Now, and we don't have enough points. I'm going to pull the SRMs out here. Actually, no. If I can't precision strike, I'm going to need the SRMs just to spray. I'm just going to hope that we hit either the head or the torso.
I copy.
Right, torso destroyed. Pilot injured.
Critical hit, Commander.
That's 2 hits. Alright. Now I need a precision strike, because if I can precision strike the leg and knock it over, that should be 3 pilot injuries, and should kill the thing without actually still allowing for 3-part recovery.
Waiting for orders.
So I'm not going to engage the dragon now, because it's basically been neutralized in terms of weapons. Oh God. No, I'd absolutely hate to actually accurately hit that target. And that would be too much. That'll definitely pop the center torso. I need a precision strike. Alright, let's back off on the SRMs. That drops the heat back, and just do a volley of 30% mead lasers.
I copy.
And they all miss. No surprise. Yep,
That's
all
a
the evasion. Yeah, the upside is I can completely ignore the dragon now. I don't think it has any weapons left on that after the attack we just did. Oh, we got unknown mech up there. So let's pick up exactly what that is while we're
Don't
at
need
it.
to tell me twice.
It's probably a panther. I expect a panther. Panther? Cicada. Okay, that was the other option. Alright, that... cannot hit it with anything except the AC-5. So much evasion. Alright, once again, we'll pull the SRMs out. Hey, that wasn't a bad hit, I'll take it. Pilot injured. Side torso
you're
destroyed.
dead!
Oh, whoa! Whoa, whoa, whoa! Alright then. I'll take it. Done. I think the LRMs are in the center torso of the dragon. Did you nuke the ammo? Yep, I blew out both the left and right hand torsos, which carry all the ammunition in the dragon in default config, which it will be. So it's got nothing left. It should have no weapons that are worth a damn. That's why it's trying to close in. It's trying to get to melee range. On the upside...
Standing by.
Hunter's got the better aim. Now, this is going to be the scary part, because if I miss this shot... I don't want all the SRMs in the world. Just the AC-5 and the 2 meads. Please don't miss that leg, because if we hit the center torso, this fucker's over.
Engaging target.
Nah, not enough to pop it.
Orders?
I don't think, no, we don't have enough for a, damn it, don't have enough for another precision strike, not without destroying another mech. So we got to take something else out. Oh, Wolverine up there, that wouldn't actually be all that bad either. I'll take a 60% shot against the Cicada.
Roger.
And miss with that.
Reporting. Negative damage.
I could kick it, but the kick is into melee attacks are indiscriminate, so it's just as likely that the kick or the melee attack will actually hit the center
Warning,
torso,
armor
and
low.
from the side, after blowing out the sides like that, that'll just destroy the center torso. And I want the parts, because I think worst case scenario with the Dragon, while it's not exactly what I was hoping for, I think I already have one part. What is it? It's a 1N. I think I might actually have a 1N component already on the Argo. So in which case, if I can only salvage 2 on the RNG, I'm still going to be able to put together a mech.
Orders.
Alright, so...
Acknowledged.
And what can you hit? Nothing, apparently. Okay, so you get to cool down for a turn.
Waiting on you, Commander.
Alright, Glitch, let's see if you can do that again.
Coordinates received.
Temps are running high. Let's throw one of the SRM6s in here.
Here we go!
Well, that one's
Should
going to
have
be
run when
recoverable.
you had...
Who pissed Glitch off? Jesus.
Can't take many more hits like that.
Alright, so let's try this again. We now have the the points for the precision strike. Go for the leg again. Yeah, Glitch has just got no chill this round. This is great.
Engaging target.
Damn it. Punched a hole straight through the
Enemy
leg
mech destroyed.
and got the center torso, so we're only going to get one part of the Dragon. And I'm not really in the market for a Cicada, but we're going to get 3 parts of the Cicada.
Yes, Commander.
Regardless, I think
Target
these
acquired.
guys are starting to realize this ambush that they had planned is just not quite going the way they intended.
Yes, Commander. Got it.
She's gonna have to... Yeah, she's gonna... What? Oh. Do I blow the heat over? That's the question. Because there is a... Nah, it's going to run too much of a risk of cooking the mech. Nah. Butter buffering, not sure if it's me. It's possibly my connection. As I said at the start of the stream, the my net connection was really good for a couple of days leading up to the last stream, but over the last 4 or 5, it's why I haven't done this earlier. It's been pretty average. It was looking okay tonight, but not particularly stable. There's not much I can do about it.
Good to go.
It's entirely possible this is completely my connection that's causing the buffering,
Roger.
and there's not much I can do about it, unfortunately. Alright, so we can actually bring all the weapons in finally here, although we only got 50% on the SRM6s here. Behemoth's surprisingly not all that great in this mech.
All weapons are go.
Head hit, pilot injured. Everybody's getting headshot except the one mech that actually
Oh, that hit meat.
Hey Nexo, yeah, no, if you're all getting buffering, this is likely my end. I'll quickly check that in just a moment, but there's likely
Commander?
not much I can actually do about it, unfortunately.
Position confirmed.
As it stands, I've waited until after midnight to clear the connection as much as I possibly can and make sure everybody in the house is in bed. So this is about as quiet as it's going to get.
All weapons are go.
Alright. I'll do a sprint to try and get the Centurion into position.
Full throttle.
Hey, Tel. Yep, Aussie net strikes again. Still working towards Starlink. All going to plan. I'll be putting in an order for Starlink hopefully before the end of the year. I should have enough, I'm hoping. The problem is at the moment that Starlink's gotten that popular that quickly, the waiting list is starting to explode. I'm hoping they've managed to correct it, but just a...
Waiting for orders.
Glitch out again. Just a couple of... well, about a month ago, I
Right,
was checking
Commander.
the waiting list, and in some areas, it did vary because Starlink supplies 2 different areas, so the waiting lists shift around, they're sort of localized. But the waiting lists in some areas were blowing out to 2 years to receive hardware. They're backlogged that hard at this point. Alright. Go on, Glitch. Do it again.
Got it.
Nope, put in the precision shot, and it's the one time she doesn't take them out.
Good to go.
Alright, that's
Moving
fine.
to position.
Quick drawing a little bit closer. Pull one of those SRMs out just to keep the heat under control. And it's got to start going down. No, it's still ticking along. Talon Mag, sent you a bit on your connection on Discord because it might be a bit too spicy for Twitch. Better not get you in more trouble than you need to be in. Okay, I'm not sure what that means, Tal. I'll have to check Discord. in
Ready
just a
for
moment.
orders. On my way.
Probably just chewing me out over the quality of the connection. That's fine.
Got it.
Another head hit.
Think I hit something good.
God, if I could pull off another head hit. Don't think I will, but if I could, that'd be another mech recovery there. Well, I'm not super interested in a Wolverine. $75s on SRMs from there, yeah. Which is very... There we go. Cool.
Enemy mech destroyed.
Alright, that's all of them, Commander. Good shooting.
Mission
No, Dead
successful.
Meat, my mechs haven't eaten shit yet. In fact, that was an amazingly good round. Glitch just demolished. So only 64k payout on this one, but let's have a look at our parts. Let's have a look. We got a little bit of damage on the Dragon. So Glitch copped a little. Behemoth actually copped an injury in that. 14 days out. That's annoying. But we've still got Medusa backed up, so that's not a major issue. She got more than 2,000 XP for that. Alright. Let's have a look at what we've got here. So, yeah, we had one part of the Dragon. So if we had managed to kick the legs out and we could have just grabbed 2 bits, we could have taken another 60 tonner. But we do have 2 parts of the Wolverine. Yeah, we'll take that, because that brings us up 1. And we've got the 3-part cicada, which, yeah. I could take the locust and use it to sell, but no, I'll take the extra part of the dragon and see if we can RNG the locust component. Although we've got 11 extra bits here, and there's not a whole lot here. Large laser would be nice. No, nothing particularly interesting in terms of gear overall. Nothing upgraded. We're good for spare PPCs. I think we got 5 in. Yeah. Alright, we'll see what RNG gives us. Alright, so looks like RNG just wanted to give us the whole cicada, all 3 components. So we also got a cicada out of that. So 2 mechs recovered, and we're now 1 part short of having another dragon. It's not bad, a 40 and a 55 tonner in one, and we got the large laser, and we got the PPC. That could have been a hell of a lot more terrible.
That mech you wanted?
Actually, just shitting on the MBN, but hey, if you want to get chewed out, I can put it on main and get you put up. Go ahead, Tal. Taking the piss out of the MBN is damn near a national sport at this point. I mean, it's a joke. They've had 10 years to get MBN working properly, and some rich wanker from the US that likes shooting his sports cars into space on top of his rockets has managed to build a better global infrastructure than the Australian government could assemble in 10 years, and he's done it in less than half that. I mean, say what you want about Musk, whether or not you like him or not, but my God, he's made an embarrassment of the Australian government when it comes to telecommunications infrastructure. Yeah, Javelin can go to storage. Yeah, Wolverine to storage as well. We don't need to keep them out for the moment. Nice to have, not a major concern. Alright, Mech Bay. Looks like we get a few repairs we're going to have to get in on the Dragon. What's the time? 1 day. So yeah, a little bit more than the paint scratched. That's it. Not a major concern. Now we'll put the Dragon above the Warhammer. Still 14 days until the Warhammer is optional. 14 days until the beta pod is completed. Financial report in 9 days. Contracts. Money. Something to pay the bills. Although we're sitting on 2.4, so we're sitting pretty. We've got the next paycheck without an issue. But nothing super exciting. This one here is interesting though, that it's got such a high salvage rate on it. 4 and 19 at maximum. It's likely just going to be more of a parts recovery. 5 and 23 on that one. Attack and defend. We'll do the, we might actually just advance time. We've done 2 missions while we've been waiting. Let's get the Warhammer up and running and then get ready to deploy. Actually, 14 days, everything's going to be done. The entire list will be queued. Pirates ambush the Argo. Blaring klaxons interrupt the otherwise quiet morning routine as several fast-moving ships appear. Pacing the Argo, Darius broadcasts a hail to the bridge. You're flying through our space strangers. I've been sitting in this station for this position for like a month at this point. Awfully dangerous out here, just awful, especially a ragged, shooking ship like the Argo is it. We'll tell you what, we'll provide you with safe passage for a price, of course. While you consider your options, Samaya pipes up, Commander, if you can buy me some time, I could do a rapid fire up of the Leopard. That'll teach them not to mess with us. Alright, so we pay them off, stall until the Leopard is ready. Liked by the Restoration. Broadcast for help from the system authorities. We can just take that one. Those should launch air attacks in our defense. Dennis sends an SOS, and you set about buying time until help arrives. Just as the pirates begin to lose patience, several interceptors arrive on the scene, bearing the colours of local authorities. With a growl of displeasure, the enemy captain commands a flagship to turn tail. Another time commander, mark my words, morale increased by 1. Yeah, that was a safe bet. I'm in restoration space, so I'm going to have all the goodwill in the world. Hey Devo, Elon Musk 10 of 10 would work in the child cobalt mines again. Ah, shit. A Somerset house Carl. G'day Mags, how you doing Somerset? And yeah, next, cobalt is a major ingredient in all of the style of battery that's used by all the electric cars on the market at the moment. It's kind of an issue. The cars are everywhere now. Yeah, well, they're being pushed really hard. I mean, they're not terrible. I'm not a huge Tesla fan. I like the way they look on the outside, but I hate their interior styling. It looks like a friggin' Apple store with an iPad mounted on the front of it. But, yeah, they're being pushed. You know, I'm not against renewables and electric cars. It would be nice if they could find some ways to deal with some of the manufacturing errors, batteries issues. Batteries in particular are a bit of a problem, and we also need to probably throw some money at our power grid. And if we're going to go all electric, yeah, that's fine. Okay, let's do that. But maybe stop fueling the power grid with huge amounts of coal. You know, we've had these things called nuclear reactors for a little while that are actually really good if you get through all the bullshit fuzz about them. A few of those might be a good idea before we try and turn every car on the road into an electric. But yeah, that's what they're going for, and it'll happen. I'm hoping they don't try and roll them out too fast here in Australia, because the technology might be okay for somewhere that's as population dense as the United States or Europe or the UK, but Australia, yeah, the ranges are a little short for the charge you get, considering how far you got to drive. I mean, consider I have to get on a highway and drive at 100 kilometers an hour for half an hour to get to where I do my grocery shopping. They're really not good outside of a city. And some of the models that have, there's one of the cheaper ones that's on the market in Australia at the moment. Maximum range on full charge is 100 kilometers, or a little over 100 kilometers. That would get me to my town and back for one shopping trip, and that would be it. It would be dead flat with like a 9-hour charge time. That wouldn't get me to Melbourne, and I have to drive to Melbourne at least once a week. They need to work on some things. Alright, so financial report coming up. So that's going to be about 370,000. 359, okay, a little bit cheaper. Which leaves us with 2 million. So we're still sitting pretty on cash. It's not a major issue, considering how early we still are in the campaign. We just got 1 morale for our effect. No, we'll just keep a normal pay for the moment. I'll start paying higher later. So people think they are helping the environment with electric cars. Well,
Job's done, Commander.
it depends on how you define the environment. Technically, yes. I've said it on stream before, I've said it to people before, I'll say it again. I hate going to the cities. There's a reason why I live rural. I hate going to the cities because they smell like piss and exhaust smoke. And it's the car density. Switch all the cars in a city over to electricity, or the majority of them. A lot of that exhaust smoke and that inner city pollution pisses off, and it makes a huge difference. But that is local. Globally, no, they're not really making that much of a difference. The cobalt mining for the batteries is obviously a bit of an issue. That's something that definitely needs to be addressed. They need to either find a different, find something other than cobalt to use, or, you know, design a new battery. It doesn't really matter which way they work as long as that is addressed. And obviously, where do the cars draw the power from? The power grid. How's the power grid getting its power? And that's where the power issue needs to be addressed.
Those upgrades you asked for are online,
it will make the
Commander.
cities cleaner, but it is overall pointless switching to electric while you're burning tons and tons of coal in order to put power in those electric vehicles. You're just shifting where the pollution is showing up, and globally it doesn't make a difference. So that does need to be addressed. Alright, so everything's repaired, everything's done, everything is good to go. We are sitting on 2 million. So ship upgrades first before we roll out. We've got Beta Pod up and running now, so I can bring up the second mech bay. We now have the library, we have the hydroponics garden, and we have the gymnasium available. The second med bay, which, considering how many injuries we're getting, might not be a bad one. Second training module is an option. High capacity power conduits, not urgent. Structural reinforcement, not urgent. How much to bring Mech Bay 2 online? 900,000. Plus 3 tech points. Gives us faster repair times as well. Yeah, I'm going to blow nearly $1 million when we've only got 2 and get that second Mech Bay online, so we can actually have a second run of mechs. At the moment, we've really only got 1 Lance, and I really want 2. Now, contracts, plus I want the extra repair as well, because we're going to start taking more serious damage. So we're going to do Serve Cold. This is the next mission in the campaign. So this one, the campaign missions are different because you get all of the rewards, all of the recovery, and all of the money. As you heard, House Carusa has suffered greatly at the hands of the Directorate. We can't change that, but we can show Lord Carosus that, I'm assuming that's pronounced correctly, it's probably not, that his allies are, that we're his allies and that our word can be trusted. God, I'm reading like crap tonight. We need to help with the data archive, yes, but that isn't why I agreed to this mission. If we are to prevail against the Directorate, we must unite the founding houses under the Restoration's banner. Without their support, we have no way of replacing our losses. Understood, Lady Urano. Let's get into the specifics of the job he's given us. I seem to remember something about a dropship. She's called the NEWGRANGE. Everybody who's played this game knows exactly what this mission is. I know exactly what this mission is. She's a transport vessel, civilian, named for an old line of shipyards. The NEWGRANGE has been certified for commercial flight in the Directorate and the Captain and the Capellan Confederation and the Taurian Concordant. In all the ways, she's completely unremarkable. At least that's what her official paperwork says. I gather the Lord disagrees. That's right, he claims NEWGRANGE is running weapons to the Agoran Reach to supply the Directorate's war effort. Her crew has been using an old commercial port in Anvelt to fuel up in between the trips. A ship like this one could help explain the Directorate's unexpected strength of arms. It's in our interest to destroy it. According to the intel we've been given, the NEWGRANGE is carrying more armor than any Union-class dropship has any right to. Attacking her directly would be a waste of time. Thankfully, Lord Mendezria has found us an alternate approach. The Anvelt fueling station was designed for civilian use. It isn't a hardened target, and its components can't withstand a sustained attack. If we go in while the NEWGRANGE is refueling and blow the station's primary fuel reservoir, her armor won't count for much. The resulting explosion will smash her like an egg. That sounds like a workable plan. Hang on a second, boss. If the job were this easy as blowing up a fuel tank, Carosus would have done it himself already. So what's the catch? And I mean, why send us after such an easy target? Well, we don't ask questions. We're mercenaries. Lord Carosus sent the last remnants of his personal guard after the NEWGRANGE 2 weeks ago, a lance of hardened mech warriors. They were summarily... they were destroyed, a complete loss. There are no survivors. It's bizarre, I agree, but we only have Lord Carosus' word to go on, and he didn't personally witness what happened. We should approach this dropship with an abundance of caution, being the strongest lance you can bring, the strongest lance you can field, blah 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 blah. So, and let's head out. So yeah, basically we have to pop the civilian dropship. So let's strip out our mechs here. So Hunter in the Warhammer. Now, I'm going to put glitch back in the Dragon. I'm going to leave that part of the configuration the same. I'm just going to switch the Centurion over to Decker because the Centurion is a much better mech than the Shadowhawk. And I'm just going to roll it exactly as it is.
Mech warriors, prepare for combat.
Chaser, here in the States, the petrol and coal industry co-opted the greenies to scare everyone off. Nukes pretty much everyone now seems like... Yeah, they did that globally. That was a global thing. There's pressure from the Greens is the reason why Europe shut down most of its nuclear reactors in the long run, and now they're paying for it. Their pollution's going up and the cost of energy is going up. Because it turns out, shock and horror, a properly run nuclear reactor not only generates more power than a coal power plant, it's cleaner, and it can do it more cheaply. They are building a brand new nuke down the road from me. Small-scale new ones, ILE Rolls-Royce. Nice. Spirit Fox, Molten Salt Reactor. Don't actually know much about them. I know about the salt cooling in the Alpha class nuclear attack submarines, but I don't know much about a Molten Salt Reactor. I'd have to look into that one. 363k monthly upkeep. That's going to go up a lot towards the end. Yeah, at the moment, like we're doing okay on costs for upkeep.
Command interface
But I've only got
initiated.
170 tonner, and that's the Warhammer. Things are going to get nastier as them build. Yes, Chaser, this is the nuking the dropship mission. Wait, Decker is still alive? How did you manage that? Very carefully. The trick is getting him to survive the very first mission in the game. If he can pull that off, he's actually pretty fine after that, because you can get him out of that damn commando that he's in, so he's no longer got a death sentence. Alright, so there is our target, which is actually not in scale. It's an extra thing that I like to point out with these games. As general, not only Battletech, but the recent MechWarrior game, nothing's in scale
Good hunting,
to
Commander.
what it should be.
I'll be running ops for you from here.
These dropships, this should be half as big again. This is actually only about half the size, well, actually about 3/4, 2/3, 3/4, somewhere in there of exactly how big these things are. They're freaking huge. The Leopard that you see dropping all the time, which is usually only about that big on the map, should be nearly twice the size that it actually is. Leopards are massive. The ridiculous one is the one that drops you in MechWarrior 5. If you actually sit back, like freeze a frame on it and look at its dimensions, and then work out the size, its size actually changes because the size that appears at the start of the game shouldn't allow for an Atlas to fit in it. But if you get an Atlas, the Atlas will fit. It doesn't work to scale. The scaling is pretty buggered. And Chaser, yeah, Overlords are massive. Yes, they're ridiculously large. A lot of there's a lot of scale issues in MechWarrior. I'd love to see one done properly. Alright, so I'm just having a look to see what we got here. So we got time to left off. We've got 12 rounds to complete this in. We've got to destroy this dropship before it escapes. There will be defenses. These will be generator stations that are powering the defenses. We've got defense towers there, and there will be more that we can't quite see. The main objective is to destroy this. Destroy the fuel pumping station, and she goes up. She goes up like the Hindenburg. So I'm going to have to... The Warhammer's got no way of speeding this up, so let's save that.
Standing
Who are
by.
in the faster mechs?
Waiting on you, Commander.
Actually, Glitch in the Dragon is the main one. I want to get her out first, because she's got the... probably
Moving
the
out.
fastest mech that I have here.
Commander, I got something on my sensors.
You also get the Thought You Were Dead achievement with the finish the campaign with Decker Still Alive. Yeah, I haven't actually got that achievement. As close as I ever got was the last time I completed this campaign, and he got popped on the very last mission. It pissed me off because I had other mech warrior options. I should have swapped him out, but I had the entire crew from the first mission alive, and I tried to complete the last mission using the crew from the first mission in our top mechs. And yeah, he got into about turn 4 and just took an alpha strike from everything. And that was all she wrote, so I never got the achievement. So hopefully I'll get it this time. Now, quick draw. No, Centurion. Alright, nah. I was thinking the quick draw's got jump jets, so I can jump jet it around a little bit if I need to as well. So we've got a Commando. We're going to be nicely grouped up for directed splash here, but it's only the first turn. Getting a little dry in the throat.
Orders?
Right, Decker's... Yeah, I've timed that wrong. Actually, that's not so bad. Break the Centurion left and go through the rather nasty looking pool of whatever the hell that is down here. We get an early shot on. I'm not gonna... I don't want to drive the heat up. Waste of time with those, but we'll pop them off with the AC-5 and see if we can peg the Commando.
Roger. That hit something good.
Crit on the SRM-6, I'll take that. It's probably the most dangerous weapon the Commando's got. Counterfire, that'll be from the defensive gun. The turret up here is... And that's a combination, so that's a vehicle or a mech. Alright, so let's get Hunter out left, so there's a gap for the Dragon to get through. Right, that is a little overkill. That is a lot of overkill. One PPC off at least, just to cut down with the heat. I'll keep the SRMs in though.
Engaging target.
Yeah, probably should have just stuck with the PPC on its own. Alright,
Enemy mech
Commando dealt with.
destroyed.
Good to go.
Good
to go.
The Dragon. Unknown mech. Let's go for a sprint with the Dragon, so we can get an ID on what that mech is.
Double time!
Alright, 2 mechs. Wolverine and a Shadowhawk. Okay, that's a little heavier than I was kind of hoping. And I'm not going to get lines of fire on either of them from here. Alright. Bring it up to the ridge. Keep the path clear so I can bring the Warhammer through. Hope the Dragon survives what it's about to hit. Brace.
They've got a lock on me!
Alright. Go for the sprint evasion on the Dragon.
Good to go.
Gonna have to
Location
make that.
confirmed.
What's he got? Yeah, that's not worth it. But I can sensor lock. Sensor lock the Wolverine.
got a lock.
-2 evasion, and then I bring the Warhammer up and I should be able to alpha strike it. Should split it in half. At least see it. Alright, Dragon takes the defense.
Yikes! That hit hard!
Hey, ever heard of the Colossus dropship class? Those were bonkers. Fortress as well. I'm not super up on all of the dropship classes. I do know there's a whole list of them. I haven't gone
took
through
a
my
heavy
source
hit
books
there.
in years. Although I did find my my 3055 technical manual the other day. That made me smile. When I first got into Battletech, I was like 13 or 14. And obviously 13 or 14 year old me growing up in rural Australia, I didn't have access to places I could buy the source books and or the technical manuals or anything else, and I didn't exactly have a lot of money, you know, being a kid, and some of that stuff was pricey. But I had a cousin who played, and got my hands on a couple of his technical manuals, but obviously he wanted them back. So in high school you had like this is the 90s, so not every computers were relatively rare. There was one classroom for them, 3 in the library, but you did have access to a printer where you could photocopy books for school research purposes, so you could, you know, get information that you needed to take home and do your studies and everything else, because, you know, the internet was not everybody had it. So there was an allowance on how much photocopying you were allowed to use, you know, based on the classes you were at. So I used up all of my photocopy allowance for my school research to photocopy all the technical manuals. So this is in the early to mid 90s. I've still got them. I still have the photocopy tech. I've bought the proper ones since, obviously, but I still have the original photocopies, complete with their old black plastic, you know, 90s school folder, the clear paper, clear pocket school folders you've got, with some really crappy artwork that I did while I was in class in whiteout pen, still across the front of it.
Engaging target.
It's actually really nice to find, but it's still around. It made me smile.
Enemy mech. Critical damage detected.
Alright, well, we didn't split it in half, but it has no armor left, so
Waiting for orders.
I'm gonna have to. The problem is if I move the Dragon forward, it's going to expose it to this turret. And I don't want to do that straight away. Behemoth,
Ready
can
for
you-
orders.
Let's put the quick draw
Location confirmed.
in front of the Warhammer. Two SRMs, 2 Meads. That should be enough to pop the LRM turret, I hope. Actually, yeah, we want to be a bit conservative on heat. We've still got 2 mechs there, although we've got a slight block line of sight there. If they hit, their accuracy percentage is high, but there's a chance that they're going to clip this part of the terrain. Might be best just to take out the Wolverine, wear the LRM turret for 1 turn, and have the Dragon engage the Shadowhawk. No, I can bring the Centurion up for the Shadowhawk. Yeah, alright, we'll use Behemoth to take out the Wolverine, and the Dragon can pop the turret. That'll work.
Locking on.
Kill it. It helps if you actually kill it when I come up with plans like this.
Good to go. On my way.
Still want to follow through. Actually, multi-target. Target 1 and target 2. Just the SRMs on the turret. Mid laters in the AC5 on the Wolverine.
Firing on target.
Not quite enough. AC5 ammo explosion, so the AC5's
Critical hit,
out.
Commander. Minor damage, Commander. Armor breach! Internal damage!
That's not good. And we got a Panther coming up as well. This is a much better ambush point than the last mission.
Okay, that was bad.
Commander? On my way.
It's probably overkill. Pull at least the SRM6 out of this. Right, also destroyed. Then it's also destroyed piloting capacity. Alright, that gets
Enemy
it out
down.
of play. This hasn't been an ideal turn, but Shadowhawk's backing. Nope, just coming around. Yeah, I've got to get the dragon out of the line of fire.
I'm bleeding, Commander. Commander?
Get the dragon down into the whirlwind. Hit the Shadowhawk.
Affirmative.
So we'll do that. Hopefully peel off some of the forward armor. Temperature issues. Temperature issues. Always temperature issues. How many turns we got? 9 rounds. 9 rounds to get the dropship. Pull the SRMs. Mead laser single PPC. It's still going to put us into overheat. Single PPC and the SRMs. We'll go with the SRMs instead of the lasers.
Engaging target.
We're really going to have to brace the next round
Waiting
in the
for
Warhammer,
orders.
otherwise we're never going to get the shots out. And I have to get the quick draw out and in front because I need it to start absorbing fire so they don't keep pounding the dragon. Yes, dead meat, giggity. Alright, multi-target. Alright, so 2 mead lasers and SRM6 on the Shadowhawk. 2 mead lasers and SRM6 on the turret. That's going to bring us a lot of heat, but hopefully that'll pop the turret and strip the rest of the armor off the Shadowhawk.
Acknowledged.
There we go. Alright, turret out. LRMs are out of play.
Warning.
Sensor lock on the
Enemy
Warhammer.
sensor lock detected.
Whoa! Whoa! Left arm
I'm
gone.
losing weapons, Commander.
boss.
Sprint won't get us much further. At least if I move, get the Centurion up. I was hoping to get close enough that I could potentially get a shot at the turret generator and actually shut it down, but I'm not going to be that lucky, and I can only hit it with the AC-5. Best bet just to pound that Shadowhawk and get it out of the way.
Firing a full salvo.
Well, at least it didn't shoot the dragon. Colossus can transport a battalion of mechs, tanks and infantry, as well as some aerofighters. Had Arrow 4 turrets as well. Fortress can transport a company each and has a long-time artillery placed on top. Old SLDF goodies. Very nice. How is that Wolverine still standing? Oh, the Wolverine's not. It's the Shadowhawks. Shadowhawks, they cop a lot of flack from people. They're not the greatest firing platforms, but they're surprisingly tanky. They can actually take a lot of hits.
Waiting for orders.
Alright. Need to present left to the autocannon turret. No, I gotta present right. It's gonna expose my back if I do that.
Got it.
It's gonna shoot me regardless of what I do, so I've got to take the move just to get the stability. We can only hit it with the AC-5. We can alpha strike the light laser turret. That one is the one we got to worry about. It's times like this I wish I had a catapult. This would not be an issue if I had a catapult. My best bet at the moment is actually going to be brace for a turn, because she's going to take shots no matter what I do here.
What's up, boss?
Now, Behemoth is kind of overheated. Meleeing with a quick draw is not ideal, but it'll give me a chance to cool the mech down. And it is still 60 tons. And I'll do the same thing. Oh no, I'm not going to do the same thing. I can't get close enough to do the same thing with the Wolverine. God damn it. Although, from there, if I let it cool down for a turn, we've got 8 rounds remaining, I can hit the fuel depot from there. So I can brace cool down, and if I want to, I can put 2 PPCs straight into it. They're obsessed with the dragon. They're getting their revenge on Glitch after the last round.
Warning. Enemy sensor lock detected.
Can't take many more hits like that.
It's alright. The Warhammer can. That's fine,
Damage
Panther. Engage the
minimal.
Warhammer and not the dragon. I am entirely cool with
Waiting
this.
for orders. Position confirmed.
Centurion forward. I don't care about the overheat at this point.
Taking the shot.
Destroy that turret generator. Cool, that's the light laser out, and that should have taken the
Brought it
auto
down,
cannon turret
Commander.
that was around the left out as well.
I'm taking heat damage.
Not ideal, but that'll do it. Shadowhawk's also decent at melee.
Warning. Armor breached. Internal damage.
Yeah, that got the other turret. So that gets rid of the 2 turrets on this side as well, so we don't have to worry about those on the Dragon anymore. I don't want to do that.
Commander.
Actually,
Commander?
glitch. I love it when they show me back armor.
Roger, Commander. I've got the shot. That's a critical hit. Standing by.
And another round of melee. In the
Roger.
back from the quick draw should cool the quick draw off, and that should go through the
Going
armor.
for physical attack.
Left torso destroyed. Well, at the very least,
Solid
the
connection
Shadowhawk's
on that one.
unarmed now. Now, let's shred a turret. We can't hit the generators from here to pop these ones. So instead, let's hurt this Panther for firing PPCs at us.
Engaging target. Enemy mech. Critical
I
damage.
won't do that again because I'm
detected.
pretty sure we just took the left torso destroyed.
Ugh, dang it, that hurt.
That's 2 injuries on
Hey.
glitch.
I lost a weapon.
Yeah, that dragon's gonna have to get some pretty serious repairs after this.
Reporting structural damage.
Receiving you.
And unfortunately, Centurion is not going to be able to get into position to melee,
On it.
but I can get around the corner and brace to drop its heat down. Sorry if I'm not reading chat out too much at the moment. I'm now trying to work out how to get my mechs through this intact. I don't want to lose glitch. Hunter's close.
Yes, Commander.
PPC's already exposed. No idea how that Shadowhawk is still alive.
Good to go. Targeting enemy 6.
Now it's done.
Enemy down. You could fry an egg in here. Orders.
So Behemoth. Turret's concerned. The generator would be ideal. Hopefully that'll get us a clean line of sight from the quick draw. We
Moving
can
out.
pop that turret and get that out of the way, because that's got a direct line of sight to the dragon. Shredder turret's gone. That's good.
That turret is gone.
And the Warhammer's going to need to cool off anyway, so you can get meleeed by a 70-ton mech after you've had all your armor opened up. That'll be a nice thing for us to look at the size
Engaging
difference.
physical attack.
Just backhands.
Enemy mech.
Fall over
Critical
now.
damage detected.
Commander, that dropship is about to take off.
Yep.
You have to stop it.
Damage minimal.
Ready for orders.
Deck is still basically overheated, but
Copy
melee
that.
with the Centurion.
Ugh!
There we go. Centurion is great at melee. It's one of the reasons I
Target
love that
neutralized.
deck. Alright. Hunter's cooled down enough. Let's go for all the kills. Two PPCs, SRM6, only 80. The Meads will push it over. No, we'll stick with the SRM6s, leave the Mead lasers out and pop the turret generator.
Engaging target.
Generators down, Commander. That should take their turrets offline.
Now I think there might be a bonus associated with that as well.
Commander,
And now we can bring the quick
On the
drawer
move.
up. Now we don't want... Yeah, I'm gonna wait one turn before I do this. Just one.
waiting for orders.
Because I'm not 100%.
Moving to position.
But I'm pretty sure the explosion extends out, and I can't remember how far it extends out. And if you have a mech that's in the blast radius, it will get destroyed. So I
I've got a
kind of want to pull
Directorate
my
Leopard moving in on
Warhammer
your
a
position,
little bit
Commander.
further back, at least to the
Judging
other
by the
side of the road.
markings, it's a House Espinosa ship.
That must be the Defense Force Lord Corosas warned us about. Be ready.
Pull the SRM4 out. Keep it
Locked
on.
on.
Alright, cool. Now the next volley will kill it. This is the captain of the NEWGRANGE. Hold your fire, damn it. We're a civilian transport, not a military dropship. I know what you are. Power down your engines and surrender, or the ship will be destroyed. Can't do that. I repeat, hold your fire. There are unarmed people on this vessel. We've got a hold full of passengers, and you'll be murdering them if you destroy that tank. I already know that what your ship is carrying, and it isn't civilians, Captain. I'm giving you one last chance to surrender, and if you refuse, what happens next will be on your head, not mine. Listen to reason and power down now. They've cut the comm, Lady Arano. I'm picking up increased activity on sensors. They're making a run for it. Then they've left us no choice. We're blowing the fuel reservoir.
Let's do what we came here for, Commander. Take that dropship out.
Right. Pull the Warhammer back to a safe distance. No, I'll let the quick draw do the kill.
Waiting for
I
orders.
need to cool the Warhammer off because we've got another fight to do yet in this. 2 Meads down, so 2 Meads, 2 SRMs, that'll guarantee the kill.
Firing on target.
Boom. That's done it, the NEWGRANGE is down. That should satisfy our obligations to Lord Corosas.
Incoming transmission.
Heads up, Commander, enemy dropships coming in hot. And here we go. You fool, do you have any idea what you've just done? You'll pay for that with your life, mercenary filth. Hello, Victoria, long time no see. Victoria, if I'd known you'd be here, I'd have taken to the field myself. A pity you didn't. We could have ended the war here and now. I suppose I'll have to be content myself with your prize mercenaries. Watch as I tear them to shreds. She has a catapult with twin PPCs. Yep, K2 catapult. Which is kind of why I wanted to cool the Warhammer down. And I still kind of want to be perfectly honest. I don't really want to close in. Little annoying that the dragon's in that state. I'm not going to be able to bring glitch into this fight. It's too much of a risk. behemoth. It's risky putting a quick draw so close to the front. But if we put her in the whirlwind for a start,
Position confirmed.
and the Centurion I definitely want to close in. Alright. So we have another dragon. I'm going to bring Glitch up just a... No, I won't. I'm just going to let Glitch brace. There's just she
Right,
hasn't got
Commander.
enough armor left to do this fight. Centurion up into the whirlwind as well. Alright, fire starter. Not too much of an issue unless it gets close,
Light
but only
damage.
the
Holding
Centurion's
firm.
job to keep the fire starter out of range. Can't remember what that one is.
Yes, Commander.
Right, Decker.
I copy.
Just the AC-5. Yeah. Tagged it, but not much else.
Damage is minor, Commander.
What is the best way to do this? I've got to be careful with the Warhammer a little bit as well, because that melee hit it
Receiving
took
you.
earlier on took all the armor off one of its arms, and that's got a PPC in it that I kind of want to keep in play if we can. We'll bring the quick draw forward slightly. Surprisingly low hit chances here. So I think we'll go for a precision strike. Give us a bit of a boost here. Just go for the center torso. We don't really want a fire starter. I'd just be happy if we could call this bastard out. Although... MGMO... MG... Flamers are in the center torso. Yeah. An MGMO explosion isn't going to do a whole lot.
Locking in all weapon systems.
You will not defeat
That
us.
works.
I will break you.
Alright, so that's the fire starter out of play.
scum.
Right, Centurion as well. Actually, pretty similar lineup to what we had. I think we've actually got a slight, ever so slight weight advantage here, which is odd. Right, so let's keep the left arm slightly hidden while we close the Warhammer in. And she sure talks a lot for a dead girl. Not as dead as I would like, at least not in this mission. Alright, brace for the hits, because I'm going to take them. Now they got opened there, they'll have a line of fire directly onto the Warhammer. That catapult would be nice, although I'm not a
Swine! I will tear your mech in two!
not a huge fan of the K2. I prefer my
That shot
catapults
got past my
traditional with
armor.
LRMs on the shoulders rather than PPCs. It's
Good
not
to
a
go.
bad mech in the K2 config. I might have to bring the Dragon up just for
Right, Commander.
fire support. It's not a bad mech in that configuration, but I'm far more fond
Right, Commander.
of Cats as an LRM boat. Ah, god damn it. Hang on a second.
My armor's getting stripped off.
The way I got this set up at the moment. I will deal with that. Sorry about this, guys. Just dealing with that bot quickly. Alright. Hopefully that has solved it, I think. Cool. Sorry about that, guys.
Waiting for orders.
Right, Decker. It's a really, really, really nice grouping there. But I'm not sure if I'm not sure if shirt fronting the entire group is such a great idea. That's a lot of firepower built up. Although it is tempting. Reduce movement speed, units take 150 stability damage from all attack. No, that would be a bad idea. Better.
Acknowledged.
Tuck everybody in behind the rock for this turn. Let them advance around and get them in on that terrain. Ouch,
Oh,
ouch,
I'm gonna
ouch.
need
That
a medic.
was not what I
Weapon
wanted.
system down.
That's half the quick draws weapons gone.
Orders.
Well, that was a spot of bad luck. Quick Draw's just lost everything. But she overheated the mech. Alright, okay then. Fine, if we're going to do this. I have a twin PPC monstrosity as well, bitch.
All weapons committed.
Commander? Affirmative. Roger that.
Unsteady is not. Hope for a bit more than that. Centurion's going to go and engage the quick draw. No, engaging the... Okay, it's engaging the water. That's right, engage the thing that has all the armor in the world. Please, continue.
Warning. Armor breached.
Just don't shoot the
Internal
left
damage.
Receiving you.
arm. It's going to expose it to the dragon. Yeah, I suppose one way or another it's going to happen, and it puts a little bit more armor between them and the quick draw, because I can't
On my
afford
way.
to back the quick draw out now. I need the firepower that it's got left. Alright, everything on, 75%. We've got another precision strike we can use here. Again on the head.
Firing a full salvo.
It's a catapult, that cockpit is huge. Dragon.
Warning. Armor breached. Internal damage.
Receiving you.
Let's keep the Warhammer up front. It's lost armor on both its arms. Pull the Meads out, that's still going to overpower. Yeah, we're going to have to pull a PPC just to keep it from cooking itself. Once again. Oh, this isn't working though. Inside pop. Go for that torso.
Engaging target.
Good to go. Copy that.
We got a knockdown on it at the very least. A lot of bloody work to drop a catapult.
Waiting for orders.
Alright, Glitch is going to be next. Get her the best firing angle we can. It's not going to expose her to the other mechs, so that's really all we can do here. Actually, we don't really want her to get much closer than that at all. Nothing really. It's going to get back up before I can bring in the Centurion. I would have liked to bring in the Centurion beforehand.
Good to go. Moving to position.
Pull one of the SRM4s.
Locked on target.
Heatsink destroyed and PPC crit.
Reporting critical hit.
God, this thing's tanked out of its brain. That's what I was worried about.
I'm hit.
Now,
That got through my armor, Commander.
that's one health point remaining. I've got to pull Glitch out.
Commander. On my way. Taking the shot.
Freak sakes, explode.
Reporting critical hit.
Warning. Armor breached. Internal damage.
I think Victoria's K2 cheats and has more armor. Yeah, it's got at least 3 times the amount of armor that a catapult should have. At least, minimum. The amount of shots that thing's taken at this point in time, an Atlas would have been caught.
Good to go.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to break line of sight. The dragon takes 1 hit, more hit to the center torso, it's over. It's half tempting to eject glitch at the moment. Yeah, fuck it, she's down to 1 point of health. If she takes another hit, the mech goes, she dies. If she takes a hit to the head like she has been, she dies.
Ejecting!
At least now she's alive. So they kill the other one. Oh, there goes one of the original team. And yeah, that's dead. Dead.
Engaging physical attack.
I do admit it annoys the shit out of me when developers decide to set up a boss fight.
Armor breached. Internal damage.
Well, that was nice. And to set up the boss fight,
Orders?
they have the boss break the rules inside of the game, especially when it's something like Battletech where the rules are so clearly defined. It's just frustrating. It's like I'm melting my mechs at this point trying to keep up with the damage they're putting out, and they've got a cold shot the catapult. I'm gonna have to overheat the catapult. I'm just gonna have to. I'm going to overheat the Centurion. I haven't got a choice here. I'm gonna have to do it because if that catapult gets another round in, and I've still got the dragon, which I haven't shot yet. It's still at full armor, and I'm down to 2.
I copy.
No! It's not possible! I can still win this!
I was sort of hoping to be able to recover some of that catapult, but right arm destroyed. There goes a PPC on the Warhammer. Right torso destroyed as well. There goes half the weapon
Warning.
systems.
Weapon system destroyed.
You got a Mead laser, and yeah, lost the SRM as well. Precision strike at near point blank range, and I miss with the main weapon that I have and the last major weapon.
Yes, Commander.
And I
On my
can't
way.
do anything with the Centurion this round without overheating it, so the best I can do best I can do is just brace and trying to get the melee in the next turn against their Centurion. That is a fantastic question, Bio. That's like missing, you know, a 95% headshot in XCOM. That's unfortunately that's an RNG thing. That's not a. I can't be too concerned about that, because if I was, I'd definitely be playing the wrong game, or the wrong game type at least. All right, so I'm gonna have to present as much of the left-hand side as I can, although that's a risk because the left-hand side's got the no armor and it's the last PPC that I have. Completely undamaged dragon. Get a 5% if I go for the head. Best option to maybe get it out of the fight fast. No, both going to the left arm. Okay. Okay. Dragon is
Commander.
disengaging. Which is odd.
Putting my weight into it.
That should have at least cooled it down a round. It's going to blow the arm. Yep, there it is. Left arm destroyed. Now I'm down to one MiG
Warning.
laser.
Weapon system destroyed.
The Warhammer's been stripped. So the best I can do with this is melee attack.
Engaging physical attack.
Alright, something went my way on the RNG roll at the very
Enemy
least.
mech destroyed.
Don't pop the torso.
Warning. Armor breached. Internal damage.
Ready
Alright,
for
deck
orders.
up. It's more its front. I want to get around this side of it.
Moving out.
On the upside, I can precision strike the hell out of this. Sprint disengage.
throttle.
The Warhammer's too knackered to keep it in the fight. This is basically the Centurion versus the Dragon now. Structure hit.
Internal structure damage. Standing by.
You know, all things considered, I actually fairly like my odds. Heat is going to be a concern, though. So I can box a box back. Punch one back to drop heat. That's right. I'm actually more concerned about the Dragon's melee capability than your weapons at this point. No, you're not going anywhere within line of sight of the Dragon.
Engaging coolant system.
Back one
On
and get
it.
back around the left. I'll get around its left-hand side. P strike into that torso again. drop off the fours.
Engaging. Inflicted some heavy damage.
Stabilizing. Engaging coolant system.
Left arm destroyed. That's okay. Left arm's the
Critical
shield
hit.
arm on the Centurion, so it can do that.
Receiving you. Engaging.
Dragon misses. We're basically playing Rock'em Sock'em Robots here and hoping that I'm going to win. Pretty much.
Waiting
It's
for
a
orders.
boxing match where we're bouncing the heat limitations
Aye,
of
aye.
the mechs. So P strikes center torso. Hopefully this round is it. I'm going to go for an overheat on the Centurion again. Dump the whole lot into it.
Firing. Full complement on enemy.
That was way too expensive. We lost
Mech destroyed.
Behemoth.
Watch my heat level.
We lost a mech, and everything we've got left was crippled. That was way too expensive. Mission successful. Yeah, about that. Dr. Murad, does the Argo have an empty storeroom that could use as a makeshift brig? I'm sure that something can be arranged, Lady Arano. Then arrange it, get a lock on Lady Esperosa's ejection pod. She's coming with us.
Mission successful.
Oh, that wasn't pretty. That was not a pretty round. I have done that much better in the past, and I've done it with a lighter crew as well. So 2 million payout for the mission. I'm not sure it was worth it. The quick draw torso was completely blown out. The rangefinder survived in the head, and that's pretty much it. It lost everything else, and Behemoth is gone. Glitch survives, but she's going to be in the hospital for 52 days. Decker gets away without a scratch. And I get away with a mech that's going to need to be completely refit. We only got one part of the K2. We recovered a dragon out of that at the very least. And take a Shadowhawk, so it gets us a Shadowhawk out of it as well. I'll take the K2 component because it'd be dumb not to. Double plus AC 5, plus 50% crit. That'd be a nice upgrade for the Centurion. Yeah, I'm going to take the gun over the rest of the mech parts, and we'll just see what the random number generator gives us for the rest. Alright, so what do we get? We got a Firestarter piece. We got the Shadowhawk we selected. Looks like we got the Commando piece as well. So we got a couple of mechs we can sell off to make up the money this is going to cost us. Not a great mission. Not a great mission. I love how they use concept art for most of the cinematics, and this very much reminds me of my world, and it is kind of beautiful. It's going to age the game very well. Now, Victoria, I've been waiting 3 years for this. Are you enjoying your cell? I had it assembled just for you. Gloat all you like, cousin, your victory will be short-lived. Your pathetic little army may have carried you this far, but if you think you can challenge the core systems, you are sadly mistaken. A glorious army will grind your restoration into a bloody pulp. Save the lecture and tell me what you're doing on Anvelt. Your father rules the directorate and you should be in a tower somewhere, not in a dusty little moon guarding a smuggling ship. Smuggling ship? Is that what Corsair told you the NEWGRANGE was? Is that what he told you? Oh, you poor dear fool. I would tell you what you've just done, but I don't want to spoil the surprise. You'll find it yourself soon enough. Origin betrayed? If Corsair deliberately misled us about this, I'll have his head. Worry about it later, Hunter. For now, I would have words with my cousin. Victoria, I loved you like a sister and you betrayed me. Your father held a knife to my back and you helped push it in. I need to understand why. If you'd ever really listened to him, you'd already know. He tried to teach you, cousin, to set you on a path of strength and prosperity, but you spat on his efforts and forced his hand and mine along with it. It was your fault, not ours, that we murdered everybody. Forced your hand. Mastiff is dead because of you. Our mentor, the man who taught you to pilot a mech, you put him in a camp and left him to rot. Thousands of Ogorians died, dead lie piled at your feet. The price of strength in our nation's future. For the glory of the Reach, I'd pay it 100 times over. You seem to be confusing wanton cruelty for strength. They aren't the same thing. The destruction of your land should have taught you that. Still my cousin's favourite pet, I see. I wonder if that pretty drawer of yours is as fragile as it looks. One of these days I'll have to find out. After what you did to Montgomery, I should have you vented into space. I'll admit it's tempting, but I believe our teacher would prefer me to keep her caged. Do you hear me, Victoria? You can watch from the sidelines as I dismantle your father's empire and reclaim my rightful throne, and then when the war is over, you will be tried for your crimes against the Agoran people. Is that supposed to scare me, Kamina? It doesn't. Do you think my father hasn't planned for this? Do you think that you are winning? My capture means nothing. The jaws of our trap are already closing around your neck. You're just too blind to see it. You talk like a cartoon villain. Has anybody ever told you that? You mock me at your peril, mercenary. She's a bitch. My father bends everyone to his will. The periphery nations, the successor states, everybody. You don't know what you've done to our people. You don't know what I've done for our people, rather. The sacrifices I've had to make. You understand nothing and you ever will. You already lost this war, cousin. You'll die screaming and the restoration will die with you. I've heard enough. Cut the comms. She can't stay here. No, she can't. Lord Corsair's lost daughter to the Directorate and we weren't there to help him. I can't undo what's wrong, but I can give him justice. We'll transfer Lady Victoria into his custody to be held until I say otherwise. Not a great idea, but okay. Your call, Lady Arano. We'll set a course for Smithton when we're ready. Conversation's over, people. Let's get back to work. You're all done, my daddy will show you. Yeah, they wrote the bad guys a little cartoony in this. I mean, I understand why they did, but I've actually been getting back into the Battletech, some of the Battletech novels recently. There's a shitload of them on Audible, and I've grabbed a whole bunch of them. Some of them are a little this way. Some of them are really well written. Some of them are really good. Lady Arano, my staff has taken Lady Espinosa into custody and is escorting her to her to her cell as we speak. I'm choking my words here. Pardon me. A kinder fate than she deserves, perhaps, but I will hear to the terms of our agreement. While she remains in my custody, she will not be harmed. You're an honourable man, Lord. One day I hope to earn your support. You already have it. What you've done today feels like justice, Lady Arano, of a kind I never thought I'd live to see. I owe you a debt of thanks as well, Commander Law here. You did a yeoman's job on the NEWGRANGE. She'll never darken our skies again. Glad to be of service. Now let's discuss what we're doing for us in return. Ever the mercenary, it's the right answer. Yes, of course. Let me discuss your recompense. Your chief engineer tells me that you found a hidden data archive on your ship and that you need my help to open it. It sounds like quite the mystery. More than a mystery to me, Lord Corsoris. My father believes that the Argo held something of great value, but he died before he could see it. I need to know what's on that drive, and you're the only one on the Reach that can help open it for me. Better perhaps that I give you the means to open it yourself. I will have a device sent to your ship, an electronic code breaker of advanced design. Given enough time, it'll chew through any encryption, even yours. So I can use Ancestry here, Illyrian Commonwealth. With respect, I'm surprised that you own such a device. An intelligence agency like the Illyrian Commonwealth Corps, perhaps, but not a periphery lord. I felt the same way when High Lord Tamati brought it to me, but all those many years ago. He told me that the device had been found in the possession of a Corsair pre-centaur who had died in a rig in space. What she was doing with it, I'll never know. I do know that your father would want you to have it, Kamina. He'd be quite proud of the leader you've become. And thank you, blah, 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 blah. And talks about the son. Otto's road to recovery be long and difficult. The Directorate did something to his mind on Weldry. I still don't have a clear picture of what, but the damage is both physical and mental. In truth, I fear my boy has been damaged irreparably, and that the Otto I knew is gone. But I cling on to the hope that someday my son will remember. The son that I remember will return to me. He will, Simon, I know it. Otto is young and strong, and House Corsair is nothing if not resilient. I'm afraid that I must take my leave of you now. I have forces to marshal and plans to make, but please keep me appraised of Otto's condition. And there's the farewells. Alright, so, hey Commander, I've put the code-breaking device we got from Lord Corsoris to work on the Mystery Archive, and now I'm watching the progress bar climb, really slowly. I'll give you a heads up when it's finished.
That mech you asked for.
Alright, so now all the mechs we've recovered. We got the Shadowhawk 2H.
That mech is
We've
ready
got a new
to fight.
Dragon.
That mech you wanted is back online.
We've got the Commando 2D recovered. And yeah, we're going to need to do some mech repairs before our next contract boss. Can't go into combat like this. You don't say. I barely have mechs left. Let's get rid of the Cicada. Into storage. Shadowhawk into storage. I suppose we're going to cycle them through. We haven't got much of a choice here. Alright, we'll put the dragon in storage. Behemoth has died. Yeah, I know. To the memorial wall. So, one of the mech warriors that we start the game with, and we finally lost it. 23 missions performed. Took 13 injuries over the top. Was probably one of the best mech warriors that I had. 16 mech kills. 22 other kills total. Survived 395 days in the campaign. First mech warrior lost. I haven't lost anyone else. So that really sucked. I didn't think the quick draw would get caught that easily. It looks like you need more mech bays. Yes, I absolutely do. I've actually got them under construction at the moment.
Hey boss, nice to see you.
At the moment, the second mech bay actually, yeah, is currently being upgraded. It should be completed. 20 days, mech bay 2 will be online. And I don't think I'm going to be doing much in the way of battle between now and then. I think we're going to have a bit of a stint and gap because this is not going to be pretty. Let's start with the Warhammer. That's a lot of red. That bitch really was pissed off. She downed the fire starter as soon as Behemoth did that. She foxed the Fuck the quick draw hard. Yeah, there's a bit of my mistake too. The problem with the quick draw is a 60-ton mech, so you'd think it would be relatively tough, but it's not. There are mediums that are significant. The Centurion is tougher than the quick draw. The quick draw is great as an ambush mech. It's got a lot of firepower, and it's no slouch in the movement, but it's definitely a second liner. You don't want to put it up front. But I didn't really have a lot of choice, because normally I would run, the Warhammer should be the Warhammer, doing what Warhammers do. At least the good ones in Battletech, not the Games Workshop ones. But generally I would run the quick draw behind, and I'd keep the Dragon and the Centurion further forward, because that's where they excel. They're both in-your-face mechs. In fact, the Dragon and the Centurion, the reason why it turned into a boxing match towards the end, both mechs are very good at melee. Very, very good at melee. SRM6, Mead Laser. We've got one. I'm pulling a Mead Laser out of stock. So if you run them forward, you can pump all the heat out as you're closing and then go into melee and still have a reasonable chance of doing large amounts of damage. A second PPC in. And repair both the legs that were damaged. 17 days, 255,900 to put the Warhammer back together again. I need to get more. Where do I strip armor from on this thing? I need some tonnage. The optimized capacitors and the gyro don't have any additional, and neither does the cockpit mod. This is the modifications I was talking about as well. So I got cockpit mod plus, which gives a +2 injury resist for the pilot. Optimized capacitors, which is +20% energy damage, ideal on a mech that's carrying two twin PPCs. And then the double plus gyro, which gives us -30% stability damage taken. So the Warhammer can take a pounding, not fall over, keep the cockpit, keep the pilot alive, and when it actually gets to unleash, it unleashes hard. I hate to do this. Strip a heatsink. Actually, no. No. Let's not do that. Where's that heatsink? Put that heatsink back. Strip 1 ton of SRM ammo. That's better. The arms were taking too much damage too quickly, so if we're going to refit this thing... It's at 110. Why don't I pull... You know what? Let's pull the SRM completely. $65. Let's go 2 extra heat sinks in the legs. Let's max out. No, you don't. I'm going to pull a couple of units off the rear because I want the arms at maximum. There. Not quite full armor on the front torso. Full armor in both arms, and yeah, up armored. Yeah, we'll just get rid of the SRM6. The extra heat sinks will let us cycle more. Let's split the heat sinks across the mech too. That way, if we lose the left torso, we don't lose 2 heat sinks, we only lose 1. Alright, 256,000. Not cheap, but I think the quick draw is going to be more expensive. Yep, confirm that job order. And that should be a better Warhammer when it comes back.
I'm looking at a blue screen with a couple of wavy lines.
Have you tried hitting it with something? Ugh, I'm on my way.
Alright, Dragon. So, let's bolt the cockpit back on for a start. Now, we lost the comm system when we ejected, which is a minor inconvenience. It's not a major thing. I think we've got a... Yeah, we actually do. We'd have a spare one here. And we have a range find, actually, for the Dragon. The rangefinder might be the better option to slam in here. Plus 25, because in the long run you can use the Dragon as a recon mech once you actually progress up to heavier fights. Medium laser in both those arms, and that's really all we can put in. So yeah, I'll keep that config. Twin SRM6s, that's really where the punch for this thing is. Ammo in the legs. Yeah, okay, that'll be fine. 231 to put the Dragon back together.
Shouldn't be too hard.
Let's save the quick draw. Let's do the Centurion next. Alright, so damage on every conceivable surface, which is that is what it is. And we've lost an arm mod, but I should have another one in here somewhere. Arm mod plus 20% melee damage. Yeah, I will put that in. Because that is like how I like to drive my Centurion, so I will do that. Although that one, Armod Plus, 0 tonnage. Okay, so it's a 1 ton cost. Alright, we'll just put a normal arm mod in. Precision maneuvering, recovery from stability, impacting attacks. All mechs come with a gyro, which should be upgraded. Let's go for the upgraded gyro as well while we're at it. Although that won't fit, will it? No, it's going to take 3 slots. I need 2. I need to pull a medium laser to make that fit, and there is nowhere to move that med laser to. Alright, so we'll just leave it as is. Only 79,000, so that's reasonable.
Right. I'll get it in the schedule.
Alright, quick draw. Actually, this may be, might be only about the same cost as the, oh god, so much lost. Alright. Start off with a med laser in the arm. And we lost 2 med lasers in the torso. Rangefinder survived, unfortunately the pilot didn't. Center torso. That was the SRM6. We also lost jump jets. You know what? I'm going to strip the jump jets down. Throw an extra heat sink on in the legs. Has a 57 tons with an extra heat sink. 4 meads. We've still got the SRM6. And let's max the armor. Try and give it a little bit more survivability. Sorry, I'm getting a little choked up here. 288,016 days. Ugh. Right, let's go with that.
On it. I'll let you know when that's done.
So that mission basically didn't make a profit for us. Alright, so storage. I'm going to sell some mechs now. So we got a Dragon in stock. Shadowhawk. A couple of Shadowhawks. What ones have we got? Ballistic missiles. 2D2H. The crab at 50 tons. Trebuchet as well. Wondering whether or not it'll be worth pulling some of these out. I think we can see we can sell the blackjack. Oh yeah, 280. That covers the cost of one of our mech repairs. 596 because we're gonna have to blow some time here where we're gonna be under where the mechs are gonna be being repaired. And we'll sell the cicada off as well. And we're not going to be able to run missions. 2,871,000. Alright, that should be sufficient to get us through. We can sell the commando off as well, because it's sitting up front. Keep our Shadowhawk, and we'll have to bring some of those other mechs online for a secondary line. Maybe the Shadowhawk, the Crab, one of the Wolverines wouldn't be a bad option as well, just for light mission duties, while the main lineup is getting repaired between. Alright, so total repair time is going to take 53 days to be able to get our fleet back up again, so we are sitting around here doing not a lot of anything for a little bit. Although that might speed up a little bit when the second mech bay comes online. Alright, meeting Archangel, new event, week 58, day 2. You've been gathering supplies planetside, but you've spent the last hour trying to find Yang. The sound of cheers and pounding metal draws you to the edge of town, where a pair of haphazardly repaired industrial mechs beat on one another. Sounds like the end of the last match. Yang calls you over. Sorry I wandered off, boss. I heard a guy in the market bragging about Agromech Fight Club. I had to see it for myself. One of the mechs is in notably better condition than the other, but the second clearly has better or possibly drunker pilot. The shinier mech finally falls, and a small group of winning bettors collects from the bookie. Yang gestures at the junker mech as the cockpit opens. You have to meet this pilot. He said, Envy Aeromech can be any agromech can be made melee ready or combat ready if you're not afraid of a challenge. What do you say? Shall we buy the victor a drink? Join Yang in buying the pilot a drink, finishing off the supply run, but encourage Yang to do his thing. Order Yang to finish the supply run while you buy the pilot a drink. I'm not in a rush. Let's buy the pilot a drink. Meeting Archangel. I'd like to meet him myself, you admit. Yang grins and flags the pilot over. Despite the reckless abandon of his fighting style, he doesn't seem drunk, just exuberant. It's getting way too late. He introduces himself as Archangel and gladly takes Yang up on the offer for a few drinks. When he finds out you command a mech mercenary company, he buys the next round himself and starts feeling you out for any openings in your crew. It's funny, I've just had an opening. As soon as we're done here, I'm going to register at the local hiring hall, but hey, if you don't have an opening now, that's fine. I think it's time for me to leave this rock anyway. I'm sure we'll meet up again. Archangel is now present at the local hiring hall. Okay, well, let's go and have a look at that. Hiring hall. Alright, so Archangel. Archangel's actually relatively experienced. Gunnery skills are low. Piloting skills are worse. Tactical skills are abysmal, but 8 guts. Multi-target capability, bulwark, and coolant vent. So actually exactly the same skill set as I had on Behemoth. We can work on the gunnery skills, and 8 guts means a lot of... I should have the full hit points. That's not terrible. Hammer, Kato... We probably need to buy a few more down the track, but I won't grab them this round because we're not making money, but I will grab Archangel.
New mech warriors available.
Just plain stupid, ready for the holidays, as a matter of speaking. Sell the Vindy. I like the Vindy. I'll probably sell it eventually. I generally am never going to use it at this point on, but I have a soft spot for the Vindy. I like the mech itself. Bring in the other dragon. Yeah, once the mech bay is up and running. We just quickly flick through to the back to our supplies. I really wish this was organised a little bit better than what it was. I reckon we'll probably pull the trebuchet. Yeah, we'll definitely bring the dragon out. We have a fire javelin. No, that could probably be sold. We've got a couple of panthers if we need them. We've got a pile of javelins here. 2 spiders we can sell off. Yeah, we'll pull the dragon, we'll pull the crab, pull the trebuchet, and we do still have the Shadowhawk, which can take a fair pounding as well. So we have enough to pull up a decent group, and we can cycle as we get better mechs on the main lineup. We can cycle mechs out, like we'll eventually cycle the Centurion into Group 2, and we'll keep it active, but just as a backup. But yeah, we'll just have to wait to Bay 2 to be online first. Treb and Dragon would be very good additions. Yeah, for a second tier lineup, they would be perfectly fine, because they'll be looking at doing maybe 2.5 skull missions tops. Mainly just money makers. But 10 days before we can start pulling that lineup out. And the Warhammer is now live.
Those upgrades you asked for are online, Commander.
Right, so Mech Bay 2 is now up, and now this gives us +2 tech points. So 27 days, 14.9 on the Dragon. It doesn't seem to have shifted anything here too much. 5 days until a financial report, though. Alright, so what we can do for a start, engineering. Combat deployment, how much to get Mech Bay 3 up? 2.2, so we can't do that. That's not an option. Improved automation, +3 tech points. Repairs in the mech bay have unearthed much more extensive system of mech maintenance automation than Yang previously suspected. Once it's back online, many common tasks will become trivial. This is actually one of the things that I'm curious about the Argo. 3+ tech points, 130,000.
Sure
Yeah,
thing.
we're doing that.
It'll take a bit, but we'll
We're
get it done.
absolutely doing that right away. Yeah, one of the things that's interests me about the Argo. Now, the lore around the Argo is that Boeing Interstellar built 2 of these just before the fall of the Star League. And they were essentially abandoned. One was crashed on the planet that you found it, the other one disappeared to God knows where. Nobody knows what happens to it. And these were experimental deep space reconnaissance ships. So the idea would be to go out into the periphery and hunt around, you know, go through jump gates, through jump points, hunt around new systems and new planets. I've actually got a little bit of a theory in regards to this, and this is not part of the lore, that these ships, for the time that they built, may have been commissioned by Kerensky as pathfinders for the fleet that went off to eventually become the clans. That's my little bit of theory, and it's actually my theory that the other one of these that was built actually did go with the clans. That's what I think behind the lore behind the Argo is, and its design is actually really good because it makes sense from real world physics. But why the fuck does an exploration ship like this have such an established mech bay, set up for maintaining combat mechs? It's not supposed to be a military ship. It's not armoured, it doesn't have any point defences, it doesn't have an aerotech bay. The ship itself is not combat capable, it just has a really good mech bay and a lot of internal storage, and it's capable of, you know, housing a whole host of things that you would need on a long distance exploration or reconnaissance mission. And yet it's got an incredible mech bay on board. Why? You know, other than obviously you need it for the game, but the mech bay is the only thing that that doesn't make sense to me in terms of the lore for this ship. Anyways, that is done. So now, speaking of mech bays,
At our next port of call, we'll be taking on a new deckhand. If you're up for shore leave, keep your eyes open for potential candidates.
alright, so actually, no, we'll just leave that for the moment. Storage. Now, these are not going to be ready straight away because we're going to have to put them. We may even have to fit them. Lol, I was kind of wondering the same thing when Archangel made his comment about agromechs. Well, mechs, the first mechs in the Battletech universe weren't combat vehicles. They were construction mechs. The very first battle mech was a modified construction mech used for rapidly building skyscrapers. And mechs are used for literally everything. They're tractors, they're haulers, they're forklifts, they're everything. Most of them are broken down pieces of shit because most of the Star League, or what was the Star League, the Inner Sphere, doesn't know how to build them anymore, and they're held together out of parts by a very limited number of people that have learnt enough to work out how to jury-rig them. But still need parts for the Black Knight. Alright, let's pull the dragon.
We'll have it warmed up ASAP.
That's another Shadowhawk. That's not what I'm after. The Wolverine. There's the Trebuchet, so we'll ready the Trebuchet.
Got it. Shouldn't be long.
Onto line 2, and I want the crab. I'm going to pull the crab. Where is the crab? So it's this one. This is the Pure Energy crab. Yeah, alright, we'll ready that one as well.
Sure thing. We'll see that it's prepped and ready.
Alright, so that's the second lineup. They're going to take a little bit to get organised. We'll make some adjustments here. Get the Trebuchet up and the crab up, so it'll be 3 days to get them readied. But yeah, what I was speaking about with the Argo, they use mechs for everything, so that makes sense. But the mech bay in the Argo specifically seems to be built for combat mechs. Like, that seems to be its purpose. It's set up ideally for doing rapid repairs, as you would need. Although, if my theory on the Argo being commissioned by Kerensky as a Pathfinder, these ships in particular, is correct, then that would actually make sense, because that was entirely a military operation that led to the establishment of the clan. So it would make sense, I suppose, that the exploration ship would have an onboard combat mech bay capable of serving. And it'll be interesting to see what happens. I want to see a Battletech 2, and I want to see this lore extended. I want to know more about this ship. Agricultural mechs called Trebuchet Firestarter. The good old British way of exploring overkill. Whatever happens, we've got the Maxim gun, and they have not. Mechs are pretty maneuverable, even in terrain, even in difficult terrain, and they are walking environmental suits. So having mechs, even unarmed ones, could be useful for an exploration ship. That is a point. That is a point. Word, I'm coming into this whole thing with zero information, so thanks for the context, man. Yeah, like, Battletech's been around for years. I've been playing it, a fan of this universe for years, but it seems to have hit a bit of a renaissance recently. Since Games Workshop decided to screw the pooch with everything they're doing, a lot of people seem to be coming over to it. So I'm starting to think maybe my idea of going back and actually digging out my old source books and doing some lore on Battletech is maybe not such a terrible idea. There's a lot of stuff that I've got to brush up on it. I haven't read through all the source books in ages myself, but and in the worst case, you can strap some weapons onto your industrial mechs. This is true. Okay, so let's see what our mech bays look like. Yeah, these have no fits whatsoever, so these are going to take time to get ready, which is unfortunate, but we'll have to do this. And Toyota Hilux has entered the chat. Yes, that's. I don't remember. The first time a mech was deployed in combat, it was a construction mech. It wasn't intended for battle, and basically, yeah, the law may have changed around, but as I recall, they basically Toyota it may have been a rebellion. Possibly. Actually, I can't quite remember the exact specifics, but regardless, one side basically Hiluxed a construction mech and strapped heavy machine guns to it and marched it in against an enemy force, and it did really well. And then somebody went, hey, that's a really good idea. How about we purpose-build one of these? Face technicals in road tech, don't underestimate them. They have some mean weapons on them. Yeah, this is the thing that Battletech does an okay job of, but its selection of vehicles is a little bit limited, at least in its default. And it's an important part to remember, especially both Aerotechs and your in-ground vehicles. Aerotechs being obviously the aircraft and spacecraft of Battletech. They all mount the same weapons that the mechs do. All of them. They're not as fast, or aircraft obviously are, but in terms of ground vehicles, they're generally not as fast, they're not as good on rough terrain, there's less places they can go, but they can get up to 100 tons, and they can mount all the same weapons that the mechs do. The Aerotechs, those things are scary. I'd love to actually see an Aerotech-focused game come out as well. Because the Aerotechs, if you actually read through the information on them, they don't really appear in many of the Battletech or MechWarrior games. But those things can get up to 90 tons, and they can mount mech weaponry, and they fly, and they're supersonic capable. most of them can fly in space. There are... Yeah, I reckon the double plus AC5 on the Dragon sounds like a good start. But yeah, everything in the Battletech universe uses the same weapons. So just because it's a, you know, it's an LRM carrier, a truck, a technical of some kind, or an aircraft, doesn't mean its weaponry is any lighter. It may not be able to carry as much of it, but it's still packing. Alright, so weapons. We want energy weapons. It'll be a mead lasers on both of these. And we get an SRM6. Twin pack X SRM6. So ammos. AC5 ammo down. And let's get 2. Actually, let's separate it. Actually, no, better to split the SRM ammo across the legs rather than keep them on one side. Right. And that has us at 60 tons already, which is not ideal. Let's pull the... we're going to have to go from the SRM6. Let's go for the double plus SRM4 and make the Dragon our lead. 59. Alright, and then let's max the armor out. Pull a little bit out of that arm, a little bit out of the back, and up armor. I hate how the armor just sometimes won't balance. Alright, we'll go with that. 3,806 days to outfit. That's acceptable.
Logged and noted. Shouldn't be too hard.
So, Trebuchet next. Sorry for going through most of the boring logistical stuff at the moment, but it has to be done. Alright, so with the Trebuchet, we are going to put LRM 10s on this one. I want something that can lob from a distance. Yeah, I've got 14 of them. Fuck it, let's put an LRM in the arm as well. Alright, so I'm going to want ammo for those LRMs. At least 2 tons. What does that have us up to? 43 of 50. Nothing in there that's really useful to add to it, so let's go energy. No central torso slots. We have two meads in one arm, LRM in the other. That gives us at least some medium fire if we actually get close, although ideally... God, if this had another missile slot, a missile hard point on it, I'd whack in an LRM 15, I'd forgo, and I'd turn it completely into a missile boat. So we're on 45. I want to be able to maintain fire. LRMs will generate heat. Let's double heat sink and max armor. Not an ideal fit. Judging by your separation of the ammo stores, I assume you can get ammo rack just like you can in War Thunder? Yes, absolutely you can. And the thing to remember with the battle mech, this center torso piece in here carries a nuclear fission reactor. So generally you don't want ammo to explode here, 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 and up here is where your pilot sits, so not in here either. So ideally on any mech configuration, You want the ammo to be anywhere but in this box in the center. The legs are the best place to put it. The arms are too easily lost. So that's why I'm sticking him down here. Losing a leg is not ideal, but the mech can survive it. But if you blow out a side torso, it injures the pilot and runs the risk of causing the reactor to go critical, which, yeah, that'll give you a really bad day really fast. This seems like the kind of rabbit hole combat game I can totally get into. Yes, Battletech, if you love playing around with stuff like this, Battletech is the game for it. And the best part about it is it's based on a tabletop.
Right.
Actually, today I downloaded the trading card game for Battletech on Tabletop Simulator. I'm thinking about trying to find some people to have a round of that in, because I used to play that back in the 90s when I was about 14 as well, and the entire trading card game, all of the cards are currently available for Tabletop Simulator, and the actual models and rule sets for the actual tabletop this entire game is based on is also on there. So yeah, I'm gonna take a little bit of a look and seeing whether or not we can actually we can get some of that going, because that would be fun, and I haven't played that in years. Alright, the crab. What have we got here? Energy weapon in the head, energy weapon in each arm, 2 energy weapons in the center. Now let's whack a large unit. Let's throw a medium on each arm. Gets us up to 39. This has no missile slots and no ballistics. No ballistic and no missile whatsoever. It's all energy, and that's all of them basically filled. So equipment. Let's go 3 heat sinks and then max the armor out. We can't max the armor out. That's well, we can. That's maxed, and we still have heat. Well, we still have space. So another one in. Heat efficiency on this one is going to be great. What else can we do to it?
This is an all-ship announcement. As a reminder, pets are not allowed aboard the
We don't have jump jets.
If you're out on shore leave,
Oh, we do have jump jets. Sorry, I'm blind. Let's whack a couple of jump jets in it.
in its native habitat. It doesn't belong on a dropship.
Split the heat sinks between. Put a single and then max the armor out. I'll pull a couple of points. Alright, there we go. So 3 jump jets, 3 meat lasers, a large laser, quad heat sinks. That's going to be fairly mobile, and that's not bad for an energy platform with really good heat efficiency. So that's actually really good. I like that config. That'll work. 4,250, 6 days to set up.
On it.
Alright, we have a
I'll
secondary
let you know
team.
when that's done.
Just have to make sure that they get done before everything else, but yeah, we'll pull the dragon up, trebuchet and the crab. The Shadow Hawk's already ready to rock and roll. 13 days until everything's up and running, and we should be good to do missions, at least light ones, in 6 days. Hey there everyone, if Vanilla Battletech doesn't do enough options for you, there is an active modding community. Yes, absolutely there is. Once I've played through the vanilla campaign, I'm going to be using Battletech Advanced. It's going to be the next one I'm playing through. I have been informed since the last stream that there will be there's actually 2 versions of the mod. One leads up to just before the clan invasion, and then one plays out after the clan invasion. So I think I'm going to do the first one, then go to the second version of the mod, which could be fun. And there's also Rogue Tech as well, which is great. Although I haven't looked at it. I wasn't fond of it the first time I used it, although it's apparently pretty good now, although it's apparently a bit bloated. It's got a bit too much in it.
Closing down for maintenance at 0830. If you're not the commander or a member of the engineering team, stay out.
I somewhat remember there being a very ancestral form to this game being played in a computer lab at my school when I was in 1996. Would have been 7 or so, and the computers were all pre-iMac Apple stuff. God knows what the game was. Yeah, well, there was MechWarrior 2, which was 1994, I think, which was that's in-cockpit mech simulator. It's the ancestor to MechWarrior 5 that's out now. The one you might be thinking of, and I'm not 100% sure on the date, but it would have been around that time, would have been the first Mech Commander, and that's real-time strategy on mechs rather than turn-based. Fantastic, and that needs to make a comeback as well. I've actually got them all here. I've got my original Mech Commander disc from back in the day. I've got Mech Commander 2 here, MechWarrior 2 Ghost Bear's Legacy expansion pack for it, MechWarrior 3 and Pirate's Moon expansion pack for it, MechWarrior 4, its expansion pack, MechWarrior 4 Mercenaries, and MechWarrior 5 you've seen me playing on my channel. I might be a fan. Actually, I think I may even have copies of Crescent Hawk's Revenge floating around, which is the RPG that came out before MechWarrior 2, and I think it was 89 that came out. And I know if I go through the back corner of my nostalgia pile, I have games from back in the Xbox days, and I am positive I have a copy of Mech Assault in there as well for the Xbox. So, new holovids, new event. It is week 60, day 7. The Argo's current budget includes a line item for crew entertainment, so after polling the morning briefing for preferences, Darius places an order. Soon a shipment of popular new holovid chips from Smithton arrives. A mix of action, historical drama and horror, screwball comedies, and animated features. Circulate the holovid chips among the crew. Host a mass viewing in the mess. Argo Lounge, schedule a regular holovid night, so we have the lounge so we can do that. We also have the upgraded lounge, reserve a private screening room for the senior staff. See, that seems kind of dicky. You don't want this to just be senior staff, although I'm assuming this includes you, the staff you see in the mission briefings, and the mech pilots. But I'm just going to go with Argo Lounge, schedule a regular holovid night. Darius instructs the staff to convert the lounge into one massive holovid theatre, one night each week. For the next showing, random draw from the chip stack schedules an episode of the campy political thriller Undercover. Decker and Medusa end up getting into a contentious debate on the political history of the period, especially the role of the territorial states of the Star League. Medusa gets low spirits for 14 days. Decker has high spirits for 30 days. Well, that's not a terrible trade-off. I would have loved a bonus for both. I do love these, by the way. MechWarrior 5 needed little events pop-ups like that where you can, you know, make decisions about what's happening inside the Leopard. It really did. I was dreaming with a friend of mine about a MechWarrior Mech Commander crossover. 4 players in mechs as a lance and 1 commander in RTS overseer position. You might almost be able to pull that off now. There's a mod for MechWarrior 5 that essentially allows you to play it like Mech Commander. I haven't used it, but I've been told about it, and I've seen it. I've been meaning to test it. I just haven't had the opportunity to. I'm not sure what happens if you would go multiplayer in that, though. If you were to put, you know, put some of your friends in the co-op in the mechs while you're running the mod for the Mech Commander overview, you would obviously be able to command around the the AI, but I'm not sure what would happen with the co-op crew. But I'm all for more games in the Battletech universe, as many as we can possibly get. I would love to see a flight sim in the Battletech universe based around air attacks. Good then. Fallout 2-ish turn-based games are good in my book. Yeah, actually, I've got Fallout 1 and Fallout 2 original discs here as well. Fuck.
Ready to go over financials whenever you are.
Alright, so 411,000. That's because we've just brought the next of the mechs on the rest of these mechs online. I've just realised it's passing 3 AM here, so. Alright, Trebuchet is now up.
Network orders complete,
Alright,
boss.
improved automation is up,
Top-notch
so
work,
hopefully
if I
this will
may
get
say
our
so.
repairs done on the mech a little faster. So 1 day until the crab's done. We are at 2.4 million. Let's go quickly check ship upgrades. We'll jam something in here. We can't afford the 3rd crew bay at this point. The training simulators wouldn't be bad if we're going to have to bring more crewmen in. 270,000 is actually not that bad. 900,000 for Medbay 2. That would be ideal. 1 morale on the hydroponics garden for $500,000. $250,000 for the gymnasium. 1 morale. Mech warriors can maintain their physical condition. In doing so in their own quarters is claustrophobic and distracting. Lucky the Argo has a full gymnasium needing only repair and power. That's not a bad option. 15 days, 200. Yeah, I can afford that.
I'll get the team on it right away.
So we'll get that one going. Rotate the crab one more. Alright, stop. Contracts. Let's actually make some money. We'll do one more mission and then I will have to call this for the night. So just quickly going through a couple more things in the comment section of the chat here. Stick around and check out the gameplay here. This is vanilla, so keep that in mind. Yep. Hearing you talk about having the original discs for MechWarrior 2, it occurred to me that those were probably floppy disks, and hot damn, that takes me back. No, I do, Crescent Hawk's Revenge is on floppy, but yeah, no, those are CD-ROMs, so I've got the actual original CDs floating around. Along with Inferno by Ocean, the original collector's edition release of TIE Fighter on CD-ROM is here as well. I don't throw stuff that I like out, so I have a library of original jewel cases here that is somewhat impressive. I think I've got half of GOG's back library here. Yeah. Already CD, 250 meg total installation. Yeah, I'm going to have to dig out the old Mech Warriors as well at some point. Yes, the original Mech Warrior 2 intro. Actually, have a look around. There's somebody on at the moment who's been doing 4K HD remasters of all the old Mech Warrior like intro clips and the rest. There might be one for MechWarrior 2. I know there is one for MechWarrior 3 that was done not that long ago, and it's really nice to actually see it in a real resolution. All right, so Stubborn Surrender. We have a battle in the desert many years ago. We fought a lengthy conflict with the Directorate here in Smithton. Recently, however, news trickled in from a remote region. The planet enemy forces harrying regional transportation. Eyewitness reports describe very old mechs in colours from the conflict long since ended. You're going to show these old mech warriors the war is over for them as well. Pick up barbecue, ambush convoy, escaping spy. 12 days. It's an assassination, so that's... We might go this one, Stubborn Surrender. No, we'll do Stubborn Surrender. The mechs are likely to be a bit beaten up, but they might be a heavy weight class as well, so we might be able to get something in the the 50 to 75 ton range. So we'll negotiate this one. 312, 273. That covers the building of the gym and covers part of it. Should punch our funds up just high enough to be able to pay the next bill without dropping below 2 million. So that's all right. The main thing I want here is 3 parts. Nope, we're not bringing the Warhammer on this one. You want to bring the Dragon, the Trebuchet, the Crab, and the Shadowhawk. And I need a Mech Warrior before I can do this one. So we're going to have to hire another one. Alright, 37,000, 5 gunnery, 2 piloting, 6 gut, 2 tactical. Already got Bulwark and multi. Do I train somebody new? 4442, 526, 37, 35. I don't know if I want another Bulwark and multi-shot. So yeah, no, I think I'll take shot.
Right here.
Should be a good recruit to train up.
New mech warriors available.
Where is our... Did it not accept the mission? Did it cancel it out? Yes, it did. Okay. Negotiate. Dragon. Where are they? Trebuchet. Shadowhawk and Crab. I will... Oops. I will mess that up. Yeah, I'll leave mine in the Dragon. What's the loadout on that one? It's the SRM6 AC5. Yeah, well, I'll go with the Dragon on this one. Archangel gets a test run. Multi-shot with cooldown. Gunnery 5. Gunnery 5. Decker in at 6. 5. Yeah, let's put Archangel in the Crab. And I'll bring Barak out. That gives us 2. Yeah, we'll pull Decker out and put Shocker in for a run. Although Decker's got high spirits. So we know that's probably a bad idea. We'll go with Decker. Shadowhawk's not... Put Decker in the Crab. Archangel can take out the Shadowhawk.
Mech warriors, prepare for combat.
Yeah, time is an illusion, bedtime doubly so. Yeah. I should sleep, but I haven't been sleeping much anyway, so... I love Mech Commander 2. That game got me hooked on Battletech. Mech Commander 2 was good. I don't think it was good as Mech Commander 1. The 3D was definitely a graphical improvement, although it was pretty primitive at the time. I think overall story-wise and gameplay-wise, the original Mech Commander was actually the better of the two. That said, I'd still like to see him bring back a third one. Like, let's... Microsoft owns all of the Battletech IP. Everything else has been licensed at this point in time. Both this and MechWarrior 5 are licensed off Microsoft. So Microsoft has all the games initiated. At the moment. For God's sakes, get somebody to build another Mech Commander. while we're at it, I'm pretty sure Microsoft owns the Crimson Skies series as well, so they could do something with that. It would be great too, because that's FASA as well. Alright, be careful, these mechs may be old and poorly maintained, but they can still kill you. Yes, they absolutely can.
Watch your
I'm gonna
heat.
try and
This
make
climate
sure that
won't
doesn't
help
happen.
with dispersal.
Alright, looks like I've got another bot that I'm going to have to deal with. Alright, pardon me for a second. There we go. Now, have a look at the terrain here. There's going to be something come through here. Yeah, we got two points of ambush from the left and right. There's a biome. Yeah, only sink 85%. Alright.
We'll go.
Confirmed.
Angel and the Shadowhawk.
I'm your spaniel.
Get them out of this little ravine here, and I keep the trebuchet back here in the trees. And we got Decker here, so I want to.
What's up, boss?
I kind of want to get Decker close enough that we can get a lock, because then we can start hammering him with the trebuchet. Get the trebuchet out of the way over here, and he can stay there.
On the move.
Location confirmed. Moving to position.
Nice to know that I'm among other folk who even remember the good old days of CD-ROM games. Having to dig a CD out just to play a game. Yeah, oh, man, I'm 38. I will be. Yeah, I remember switching out 3.5-inch floppy disks on my Amiga 500 to play through the multi-disc games from back in the day. I remember when actually sticking a CD-ROM in the computer was it was a massive upgrade that I couldn't fathom the amount of space that they had. Thought we'd never need anything ever bigger than a CD ever again. I mean, I could hold like 20 games from my Amiga on one disc, even more. It was ridiculous. I remember back in the mists of time. Right, so we're gonna leave we'll leave the trebuchet exactly where it is. Let's get
Orders.
Decker.
Heading out.
Is he? Alright, so 2 unknown mechs up here. And he can't sensor lock either
Keeping
of
my
them
heat
just
low.
yet. Some more cover around to the right. Probably want to keep the Shadowhawk
On my way.
right hand side cover. You can take a hit, but I don't want it to take too many hits. Totally, especially those tapes are a pain to maintain. Made a bad move, lost entire data. Can't count the times I grabbed my trusty pencil to try and save the tape from getting wrecked. Yes, I remember those. Even used some of the tape drives on the Commodore 64, although I never
Standing
owned one
by.
of those. I learnt to use them via friends who had them. Actually, nothing on you yet.
Standing by. On my way.
At the very least, this should get me close enough to get a sensor lock on something. Alright. We have 4 mechs. Mo.
I've got a sensor lock.
Oh, fuck. That's a stalker. That's not what I wanted. Actually, no, I take that back. That's exactly what I want. I want to recover that. Unfortunately, what the hell does that make the rest of these?
Commander?
Alright. LRM's on the stalker.
Copy that.
God, it's going to take a lot of those.
I'm ready.
Jesus, I'm not sure how to deal with that. That's 1 of 4. Maybe we should have brought the Warhammer after all. Alright, let's see what you are. Alright, so that's only an urban mech. Wait. It's an AC-10 model.
Roger that.
Still gonna have to deal with that. Gonna have to deal with that quickly. I do not want an AC-10 on a firing position that can shoot down on me. Oh shit, they got a Warhammer as well. I'm pretty sure this was a 2.5 skull. That has not lost anywhere near enough armor to warrant this being a 2.5 skull. Mag's not too far behind. You'll be 33 in a few weeks. God, 33. I hadn't even stopped going to nightclubs yet, mate. I still consider myself a young idiot at that stage, doing drunken things that I should definitely have known better about. Shit. Warhammer 6R.
All weapons committed.
God, if that's another 70+ ton mech, I'm in a lot of trouble. Ouch. That's why I really like to recover that stalker.
Warning. Armor low.
Stalkers are really good.
Reporting heavy fire.
It looks like a dildo on legs,
Warning.
but it's a really
Armor
good
low.
mech. Oh, it's an ace pilot in urban mech as well. Nice.
Standing by.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a fallback. We need to drag them into a position where
confirmed.
we can gang up on them one at a time. This is not ideal. And Archangel is not an incredibly good shot from the looks of this. If I give you a precision strike, you're still only going to hit 40% on the SRMs. 65 on the AC5 against the Warhammer. I will take that.
Got it, Commander.
Yeah, that's a lot of firepower. What do we got over here? And it's a Vulcan. It's a Vulcan as well. So a Vulcan, a Stalker, a Warhammer, and an AC-10 urban mech.
Yes, Commander.
And this is a 2.5 skull. These are the kind of missions that I like, but not with my B team. For the moment, I'm going to leave you exactly where you are, and I want you to pound that Warhammer. It needs to go.
Engaging target.
Yes,
Needs
Commander.
more LRMs.
Moving out.
I'm thinking if we can pull back enough, this canyon that we had to go through for it to get to them, it may not actually be a bad idea to pull back in and then circle ourselves around here. They'll only be able to come through this one at a time, and we'll be able to dump on them, providing we can strip enough off them beforehand. Mead lasers won't reach from there. We can get the large. An AC2 on that Vulcan. We'll ignore the Vulcan for the moment. I'm gonna have to put the shot into the Warhammer. I need to break it.
On it.
And perhaps Mags is regretting not having gone to bed now. Not yet. Ask me that question again, or in about like 10 minutes. In about 10 minutes I might have a significantly different answer. Yeah, that's going to get the Shadowhawk. Can I get it? I haven't got... That's not going to give me the tree cover though. I'll take it. I'm going to be out of the tree, so I'm going to be exposed for a round, but I need to back off. The SRMs are not going to be worth it this round.
Engaging target.
You know, this looks all fairly doom and gloom, but so far I haven't taken too much in the way of damage, despite the clear weight disadvantage I'm at this point. I say that as the Stalker comes up and peels half the armor off the dragon.
Warning. Armor breached. Internal damage.
You know, as rough as this looks, if I can recover that Warhammer or the Stalker, especially the Stalker,
Commander.
this will absolutely be worth it.
Aye, aye.
I was really hoping these missiles would actually start getting some hits on the head. Plus 10 heat.
Warning. Armor breached. Internal damage.
Ready for orders. Got it.
I'm trying to use this rock to my left here. Yeah. That's right, we'll pop the Warhammer. And I'll see if I can try and get rid of this Vulcan and the Urban-mech, and that'll let me sort of focus on the Stalker and try and pull it apart to recover it.
Firing. Full complement on enemy. Enemy down.
Actually, that did... Correct me if I'm wrong then, chat. Did that say Center Torso blow, or did that just do an ammo explosion and kill the pilot? I didn't actually see the Center Torso destruction come up then. Yeah, that's what I think. Pilot knockout. In which case, yeah, that's a 3-part, which means we have guaranteed at the end of this mission recovered... If the Center Torso didn't go, we've guaranteed recovered a Warhammer out of this.
Waiting for orders.
Which makes any amount of damage to these mechs completely worth it. I move the Centurion back one step just to
Move order
pull
received.
it into the protection of these rocks to cover it from the Stalker. And now, actually, honestly, we got the better stats to hit the Vulcan, but ideally I actually want to get rid of the Urban Mech. That AC-10 is going to give me the shits.
Confirmed.
Don't care about the Vulcan. Alright, now I have to pull you. Oh, the best spot. There should cover the Dragon from being within line of sight to the Stalker. It's likely going to be the Shadowhawk that makes the next set of hits.
All weapons committed. Enemy mech. Critical damage detected. Warning. Armor low.
Good to go.
Yeah, we'll keep this one as is. Yeah, screw it. We're already dumping on the Vulcan, so let's just continue to fire the Vulcan.
Roger that.
Right, torso, pilot injured.
Reporting critical hit.
Good.
Warning. Armor low.
Yes, Commander.
Stepping back
Moving
another.
to position.
And that should be enough to finish off the Vulcan. Yep, Vulcan's out. Now I need to focus that Irby, get the AC-10
Hostile
out.
removed.
And then there's just the Stalker left.
Awaiting orders. Taking the south.
Oh, that's going to blow us over in heat. And there's going to be no way to really pull that back. Yeah, alright, we won't fire this turn, but we will make a short step back for the evasion bonus, and then brace. There's the Stalker. Laser.
Warning. Damage critical.
Yep, that's not good. And there's that AC-10. But we got the damage reduction. I'm going to have to move the Dragon around here. Again, I'm just going to have to keep baiting it.
Commander? Waiting for orders.
Decker first.
Ready for orders. Firing all weapons.
Help me hit them.
Standing by. Confirmed. Target's taken a critical hit.
This Irby is tanking like a boss. Alright, so that should get the Dragon around and into cover. Pop the Irby, and the Stalker will no longer have a line of sight onto the Dragon. We didn't lose enough heat there, but if I pop, it's probably best to pull one of the mead lasers out. Alright, Irby's now out of play. Cool.
Enemy mech destroyed.
Now it's going for the dragon again. Might not survive this time without losing bits.
Warning.
Damn it.
Damage
Don't
critical.
break my double plus SRM4.
Receiving you. Aye, aye.
Now, take the large laser out. We can fire off the 3 meads.
Taking the shot. I'm ready.
Start working those side torsos is what I'm going to be after. Now from here, C5, everything high, heat's good. We can just keep alpha striking. Actually, the heat management on this one is really good.
Firing full complement on enemy.
Yes, Commander.
Precision strike, 5%. We want to try and lob LRM straight into the cockpit if we can.
Affirmative.
Nope. And yep, gonna pull this dragon out of line of sight and hope the stalker doesn't follow. Don't follow. You've got other things to shoot at now. It's going for the dragon. Nope.
I'm gonna need a medic. Taking some heavy damage. Standing by.
This is stupid, but I'm gonna have to do it. Crab meleeing a stalker.
Targeting for physical attack.
At least it did some damage.
I'm receiving you. Affirmative.
Awaiting orders.
I'm not going to do a precision strike this time. I'm just going to lob the missiles in.
Giving them everything I've got.
I'm going to brace the dragon for another round. I might have to pull the dragon out to try and get a big hit from the side. But I don't want to do that until I've opened this dragon right up. Or this stalker right up.
Good to go.
Targeting for an alpha strike.
There we go, that's what I wanted to see. Right torso, right arm destroyed.
That's gonna hurt.
LRM explosion.
Order.
Pilot injuries. Now let's see if we can pop the other side of the torso.
Acknowledged. Reporting critical hit. Commander.
Right, Decker
Location confirmed.
wide. And I can get a precision strike in as well. We want to go for that torso. Get the large laser in as well.
Giving him everything I've got.
Side torso destroyed.
Think I
Pilot
hit
injured.
something
That's
good.
2 hits. Now, I'm not entirely sure. Yeah, we're going to just brace for a turn.
Stabilizing. Engaging coolant system.
kind of
Damage
need
is
another
light.
precision strike down here, because the ideal thing to do now...
I'm ready.
If we can hit this leg... Center torso is not damaged yet, because it's a stalker and it's built like a truck, so that's good. So if we can get this leg
Roger that.
forward... Right leg destroyed. Hopefully this
Scored a
kills the
critical
pilot.
hit.
Only pilot injured. Freak.
Ready for orders.
Commander?
This is probably going to pop the center torso.
Roger that.
Damn it.
Hope we can salvage that.
Damn it. I would have liked that stalker.
Mission
He
successful.
had to have had 4 health. He took 3 hits then. Left torso, right torso, and then the knockover. That's 3 health down. I didn't get any hits on the cockpit with the early missile strikes, which is what I was hoping for. The problem is, when you've got the mech broken down to that stage, if you pop the other leg, it counts as mech destroyed, same as if you would count it if you destroyed the center torso. So unless you hit the cockpit at that point, you don't get a 3-part recovery. Alright, so we got some minor injuries. Dragon took a bit of a beating, but no major injuries there, and no lost components either, so that all comes back. Archangel's going to get 14 days off, and everybody else did really well. 1 mech kill each. And it looks like the Warhammer didn't get... shit. Looks like the Warhammer didn't get 3-parted after all. So we take 1 part of the Stalker, we take 1 part of the Warhammer. I don't really care about these 2. I'll take the double plus Mead laser though. Yeah, I'm disappointed about that. That would have been nice. Like, Stalker's an 85-ton mech. It would be the heaviest mech that I've got, and it's a great mech. You can take that thing all the way to the end of the game. It's a brick. If I pulled the parts for pilot protection and the gyro stabilizer out of the Warhammer and stuck it on the Stalker, put my pilot inside of it, the thing would be damn near unkillable. Oh, well, a couple of parts of each at least, so if we run into a few more of them on the battlefield, I can yank a few more bits and we should be good. Alright, so I'm going to set up the repair on the Dragon, and then at this point I think I'm going to call it a night, guys. We're past 3 AM. Did RT change the way they displayed rocket damage? Last time I hit the log, each rocket was displayed individually, so my log was too crowded to actually get great use, but granted, it might be silly ignoring some kind of... Yeah, I think they did change it, but I don't think it was because of the logs. I think that was actually adjusted in a patch a little while ago. I could be wrong, but the reason for it was every single missile's hit was calculated as an individual shot. So if you wanted to take out a mech and you wanted to recover, and this was the first time I played through the game, this is how I recovered most of my mechs. What you want is a mech that you can whack LRM-15s in. You want to get a 10 accuracy pilot in the mech, and then you want to do a precision shot on the head. And every single missile, and you want to, we're talking 3, 4 LRM-15s if you can fit them in, and every single missile, so you get 15 shots at a hit on the mech's head for every missile launcher you have in a single turn. So you're talking 60 swings at the hit. If a single one of those missiles actually hits the cockpit, it would count enough to injure a pilot. If multiples of them actually hit, it'd blow the cockpit out and you'd immediately recover the mech. So you could just rain missiles on top of things until the pilots were dead, and it got really easy. So I'm pretty sure they adjusted it so you couldn't do that anymore. Okay, so time has advanced on here from Dr. Fryer. Okay, everybody, our shiny new code breaker just finished chewing through the encryption on the Argo's data archive. Should we go ahead and open it? Well, that's what we're here for. Then without further ado, well, it looks like a map archive, which is about what you would expect on a navigation computer. No surprises there. I'm seeing a lot of periphery territories, the Outworlds Alliance, the Rimworlds Republic, the Oberon Confederation. But hello, what's this? A star map on a blue background fills your view screen. The margins are dense with annotations and symbols. This isn't a civilian map. This is SLDF. This is Star League Defense Force. Look at the symbols. Refueling stations, no-fly zones, even military installations, all laid out and annotated, complete with identifier codes where applicable. And it looks like we have more of them. Why would an ancient civilian vessel be carrying a military map? That is a really good question. I'll talk about this in just a moment. Beats me, just another mystery of the ship that's overflowing with them. Mystery that could get us all killed. I shouldn't have to tell you what the great houses would do to get their hands on something like this, and even if they don't, bad things will happen with people that mess around with lost tech. I've heard stories. Hang on a second, I've got something. An SLDF outpost castle. The designation reads Nautilus. It's on Atreyu, deep inside the Directorate space, right on the edge of the Turian border on the map. It's a no-fly zone marked strictly off-limits to civilian craft. Nothing like that has ever been discovered on Atreyu. Trust me, I grew up there, I'd know. This could be a huge find. The SLDF built outpost castles to help keep periphery worlds in line, and they stock them accordingly. That means lots lost tech and lots of it. There could even be an intact memory core for us to discover. Who cares about memory cores? If there's really an outpost castle on Atreyu, that means battle mechs, the rarest, most expensive mechs you could ever imagine. Oh, and weapons. Boss, weapons like of the kind you've never seen. You ever heard of a Gauss rifle? From what I've read, those babies could punch a hole clean through an assault mech without breaking a sweat. Pulse lasers, the kind that could slag a mountain of armor in the blink of an eye. If what you've said is true, if an intact Star League-era armory is waiting for us on Atreyu, this could change everything. We could punch through the Directorate's defences in spite of their unexpected strength. With an SLDF arsenal at our disposal, we could be nothing we couldn't do. We must pursue this Commander Law here. Alright, so, Ancestry, Lyrian Commonwealth, I always take these. We're in, but May is right, the Great Houses would kill all of us for this information. My own people in the Lyrian Commonwealth are no exception. Thank you, Commander. If you ask me, we shouldn't be looking into this at all. Chasing lost tech is a bad idea. Capital B, capital I. If our friends and neighbours don't kill us to take it, someone else will push the wrong buttons and blow us up. Again, I have stories. Let me be abundantly clear. If there are Star League-era castle waiting on Atreyu, we will claim what's inside. Not out of avarice, but out of necessity. Da-da-da-da-da. That's where we're going. Sounds like it's settled. We're going to Atreyu. We'll be going there anyway. And yeah, now it's just all the closing statements. So, a couple of people that are new to Battletech in the lore. The Battletech universe is a universe that's in decline. The golden days of humanity at our peak of our exploration and spread across the universe. The inner sphere, which is the collection of planets. Actually, I can put a little bit more on this. Navigation, star map. We can't see all of it here. We can only see the bottom corner of it, unfortunately. Damn it. I was hoping to see all of it there. Anyways, the inner sphere is the circle of planets as far as our exploration extended out, at least officially, from the point of Earth, once we worked out how to travel faster than light, or how jump drives work to spread through the galaxy. Now, at its peak, the inner sphere was controlled by an organization known as the Star League, and it was protected by the Star League Defense Force. At some point, long story short, a few hundred years before the point of this game, actually a little bit longer than that, it's a bit of an understatement, but what it is, the inner sphere collapsed. part of the Star League under a commander called, and now I'm having a massive brain block, Kerensky, pissed off into the dark regions of the galaxy and vanished, never to be seen again, at least not for a couple more years in the timeline to where we're up to. The rest of the Inner Sphere broke apart and broke into warring faction houses that basically try and murder and backstab one another constantly. You got House Steiner, the Lyrian Commonwealth, the Draconis Combine, so on and so forth. So there's a whole bunch of factions that all want to murder each other constantly and are fighting over control of what's left of the Inner Sphere. And even hundreds of years later, they're still continuing to do it. They've nuked themselves and dropped chemical warfare to the point where the ability to manufacture some battle mechs and even to maintain them has been lost. The ability to build massive orbital warships has been completely destroyed, and the entire galaxy is basically a bit of a clusterfuck. SLDF, the Star League Defense Force, however, had equipment and stockpiles hidden across the Inner Sphere. This technology is so advanced, and the means of constructing it, because the means of constructing it have been lost, and it was the peak technology from the most powerful point that we were at in human history. It's become known as lost tech. It's the technology we once have, but we no longer do. Anybody who gets their hands on this shit is essentially getting as new a battle mech as you can potentially get at its most powerful configuration that you can possibly get. It can turn a small mercenary company into a near unstoppable force. And so the factions within the Inner Sphere will commit genocide to try and control these points. They will wipe out entire planets if they have to try and get control of lost Star League facilities. They're that valuable. They do not care. They will commit wars that will kill millions to try and control this stuff. And we've just found an outpost castle, which is the location of an outpost castle, which is essentially a massive fortress that is full of lost tech. Did I mention the Argo isn't armed? So, yeah. So essentially we're going hunting for lost treasure.
Hang on, I'll send someone down.
Yeah, Louis, that's what I was saying, that they've changed the I was pretty sure that they've changed it so you can't do that anymore. As I said, when I first played it, that was what you did, and I'm pretty sure exactly what I was doing was the reason why they stopped it, because it was kind of nuts, the amount of headshots you could get on a mech. It was ridiculous. I forgot how limited the vanilla map is. Yeah, it is what it is. I'm mainly playing through it because I just want to play through the storyline one more time. As I said earlier on, I want to try and get Decker to the end this time. If he dies, I'm going to be pissed. Yeah, one more reason I love the Marauder, though they put 2 ERPPCs in it, at least the AC5, the UAC5s are on it. Might go for an RAC5 this time. To be fair, I think vanilla is a great way to get somebody into Battletech, especially if they've been reduced the overwhelming clutter. Yeah, absolutely. Anybody, I recommend this game to anybody. If you're into turn-based gameplay, even if you know nothing about the Battletech universe, this is a fantastic game. If you're into Battletech, you should absolutely have picked it up, and the expansion packs are all worth it as well. But if you're new to Battletech, I recommend you play through the campaign, and I recommend you play through it vanilla, don't modify it. There's... The mods are great, but you can clearly see if you look at them, they're built by Battletech enthusiasts who know all the lore and absolutely love the game and want to see everything that they possibly can put into the game. And so they throw... Rogue Tech in particular is bad for this. They throw fucking everything at it. And if you aren't aware of the lore, you don't quite know where everything sits and how everything works, you're gonna get buried. The vanilla game is perfectly fine to play through on its own, and then you can mod the arse out of it later as you get more and more into it. This is Comstar, you haven't paid your HPG bills, how friendly. Yeah, let's not talk about those bastards. I'm currently relaxing about getting a Marauder. Had to restart since my saves weren't valid anymore and did the read of WIP. The next patch, we can blow save files in the making. Just having some fun. Till one drops, okay. Yeah, nobody knows when HHR will drop, not even the devs. Tomorrow, this year, this decade. Playing RT did make me wonder what all those empty slots I hardly ever see in my MacBay. Mags, were you ever going to play War on the Sea? I should at some point. I played it when it first came out. I got it right when it came out, but there were parts of it that were clunky and just didn't function correctly, which, this day and age, new game come out, that's to be expected. So I thought I'd wait for them to patch it, and apparently they've done a half a dozen patches and it's really good, and I've just never had an opportunity to get back to it. I've got a whole bunch of ocean-based stuff that I'm going to have to get into soon. Ultimate Admiral Dreadnoughts that I was covering on the channel not that long ago as well. It's about to be released on Steam. And it's still in early access, of course, it's still in development. But it's now got the campaign attached to it. Apparently you can play as... I think Germany was mentioned. I think it was Britain. Are the sides that are available at the moment. But the campaign is there for you to be able to play. So I've definitely got to go back into that as well. I've got a few other things to look at as well. As I said, it's been just family events that have been going on that have been keeping me away from doing videos for the last one, but I'm going to be jumping on them and over the weekend, and hopefully have videos back up and running, including the completed complete finish to the expansion pack to MechWarrior 5, get back onto Cold Waters, and I'm going to try and do a few others as well. War of the Sea might be one of them, I'm not entirely sure yet. I just War on the Sea is the same devs as Cold Waters, at least half of them. The other half are working on Sea Power. Yeah, well, it's actually... Technically, yes, it is the same devs, but it's not. The guy who developed Cold Waters and the people that were called to Cold Waters development are the ones that flicked over to Sea Power. The devs that remained that worked on War of the Sea, their focus was actually the previous... Pacific Fleet and Atlantic Fleet. That was their babies. So that's why they split. They essentially had two teams working internally. The half that were working on Cold Waters and the modern stuff went off to split off and make their own company and do Sea Power, which I'm really looking forward to, by the way. And the other half stayed to do War on the Sea as sort of the follow-on to Pacific Fleet and Atlantic Fleet, which are all great games across the top. So yeah, I haven't put Pacific Fleet or Atlantic Fleet on the channel before, but I've played them as well, and they're great games. I own both. I should do something with War on the Sea. We'll see what happens. Yeah, okay, then I heard they had a really bad falling out. Well... Did they? Didn't they? I've heard that as well, but I've never seen any confirmation of it. I know they didn't agree on the next project. Following Cold Waters and its success, the team that went on to do Sea Power wanted to do more modern stuff. The guy who stayed and did War on the Sea, as I understand, he was the original creator of the company of Killerfish, and he wanted to do more World War II stuff, which is obviously War on the Sea. I don't know whether or not it was actually a really bad falling out, or whether or not it was just sort of an agreement. Okay, well, what we're going to do is we're just going to split, and the modern development team will go over and do Sea Power, and Killerfish will continue on doing the rest. I don't know whether or not there was any animosity. The internet likes to make up stuff where it doesn't actually exist, because the internet likes drama. It could have, but I don't know. I think both developers are fantastic. I'm looking forward to Sea Power, especially since it seems, from what we've seen, is it's going to have Cold Waters type control of the submarines, while also having all of the modern aircraft carriers, aircraft, and all the other surface fleet stuff as well. So that looks amazing. And yeah, then there's War of the Sea and the Pacific. Yeah, World War II stuff is good too. So yeah. Anyways, guys, it is 3:59 a.m., 4 a.m. So I am going to end the stream here, and I am going to probably pass out in the chair before I can even make it to bed. Anyways, guys, hope you enjoyed this one. Hope the stream wasn't too laggy or too jerky. As I said, I'm not entirely sure what my net connection was like. It hasn't been as good as I would like. I will be keeping tabs on it. The second I've got a window I think will be clear enough to do another stream, even if it potentially on the weekend, could be tomorrow. I will absolutely be doing another one of these to continue through, hopefully without my voice starting to go like it is now. Yeah, that's really it. Thank you very much, guys, and I'll catch you next time.